to share where I am today, what challenges I've faced, and how different people and different platforms and opportunities helped us. So first of all, I would like to acknowledge the organizers and people who manage this platform today. And it's heartening to see well-known and progressive panel of judges, along with very talented, aspiring, and ambitious startup, 14 startups, if I'm not wrong. And they've got very interesting names like Scary Ami, and I noted them down so that I don't forget them. Mobile Link, Alif, Home Medico's love for data. So these are all the critical areas which are important for a progressive and a developing country like Pakistan. Health, medical, education, diversity, inclusion, data, technology. And now with the advent of COVID and Corona, things have become more challenging. So it is very important to acknowledge all those young people who have come up with these enterprising ideas. They need some hand-holding, they need some financial assistance, and they need some guidance in terms of mentorship and networking, providing access to markets. So my story is not different from all these aspiring 14 startups who are there. My mother, like any other conventional mother, wanted me to become a doctor like my other sisters, but I was scared of dissecting on animals. So I opted for finance and commerce. I did my MBA. And basically, I'm from Islamabad. I went to Qaid-e-Azam University there. And I'm very pleased to know that Dr. Amir Mateen is also from Qaid-e-Azam University. So see, networking bonding is there. So after doing my MBA in finance and banking, there was an organization called YIPS, Youth Investment Promotion Scheme. And 10 of our friends, we opted for a loan and we started a company by the name of Compute Tech. It was involving system development software. And we did some projects for a couple of organizations in Islamabad. And then I got an opportunity to join Citibank. And immediately after joining, I was sent abroad to Singapore, a country which is fine in terms of their way of life, code of conduct, opportunities, services, people. And there I got my first exposure, and I set few objectives that I want to be an emancipated and empowered woman. And that was not possible without, of course, support of my family and friends and few mentors who guided me. I did face lots of challenges in terms of commute. Like now we have got Uber and Careem thanks to technology. At that time, way back in 90s, there were very few girls who used to drive. So transport was one issue. Then going and working in some other city was considered a big challenge and a big no. So many opportunities arise in finance because you see the financial hub is in Karachi. But again, I tried to improve my skill sets to be competitive with my male colleagues. Fortunately or unfortunately, I was always I always played the role of salt in dough while you are making roti. So I have the honor of being the first female branch manager of a foreign bank in Pakistan way back in 1995. And the same year, I was blessed with my first daughter. So the balance between work and a progressive career was there in my hands along with a small daughter. But Alhamdulillah, I kept the faith, the belief in myself. I kept focused on all the opportunities which are there. And I also tried to create opportunities in terms of improving my skill sets, in terms of learning the new trends, what's happening in the market and around. I did take a career break in terms of when my daughter was in school, and I started teaching at a university because banking have got long working hours. So these challenges of flexi hours, maternity leave, they were all even faced by us way back 20 or 25 years ago. But again, the perseverance, the resilience, the support was there despite all these challenges that I tried to weather. And then another important thing was teamwork. It is very important that you need to have people with you, because if you want to deliver high quality results, with zero tolerance in terms of customer experience, in terms of meeting deadlines, turnaround times, in terms of cost optimization. It is very, very important that you need to have a progressive team which believes in taking challenges, which believes in utilizing the available challenges that are on hand. So here I am after working with 4 different banks. I also got an opportunity to work with First Women Bank for 5 years. And there I got direct opportunity to work with home-based workers. We won a project from USAID, and we did research and develop products, both credit and asset products. So my advice to these 14 startups is here that they need to make sure that everything is documented. They become a tax filer. They should open their account. They should also take insurance coverage to mitigate the risk and protect their products and businesses. And at HBL, we have got a very interesting product range by the name of NISA, HBL NISA, which is exclusively for females. You can open your current or savings account, even you can apply for consumer loan facilities. Then we are also digitally enabled. Only last year, I was actively involved in this project with Dr. Amir Mateen on embossing and making the 4-digit PIN debit card and credit card to make it more secure for our consumers. So after this COVID, now we have got another scheme called Roshan Digital Account, whereby we never thought that banking, you always bring this into your mind that you have to go visit the branch, fill out a lot of paperwork. But now things are getting digital. We are trying to make it accessible for you in terms of alternate distribution channels, which are ATMs, the mobile app. So I'll encourage all the young females who love tech and who are setting up their businesses soon to please come open their account, become digitally enabled, and enjoy the facilities, the perks, the services that are provided by the financial sector, and especially HPL in Pakistan. And we again encourage even our own females who are working in HBL. We've got a diversity council, which is very actively working on making sure that we provide flexi hours. But thanks to COVID, I never thought I work in operation that I work from home. But for the last 6 months, I'm working from home. And the bank has enabled me by providing a laptop, by providing a network facility, VPN. And we have even moved from paperwork to digital approvals and reviews. So things are changing. Change is inevitable. If you look at the history, even in Victorian age, Ada Love was one of the mathematician who was also involved in making computer, which was later developed by Charles Babbage. And today we look at CEO of Facebook, and we have got we are very proud to have females in not only in finance and technology, in medicine, in all the leading fields, even in law and judiciary. We have got representation, but again, that is low. We need to bring in more people at entry level, and even people who are at mid level, they need to be provided support, hand holding. And HPL is there as a progressive organization, even in our core values, giving out to people, taking care of our customer, going digital, progressive. They're all there, and we are making progress in terms of bringing out services and products which are feasible not only to the general population of Pakistan, but exclusively for females. We have got presence in female universities, in hospitals, and today I'm very happy to be here on the forum of She Loves Tech, and looking forward to provide more hand-holding, more facilities, services, more initiatives from the platform of HPL, and to make Pakistan progressive, to make these youngsters who are aspiring to set up their own setups and entrepreneurs, and even to those people who would like to join banks like HPL. So there are opportunities, but you need to improve your qualifications, your skill sets, and you should have a dream, aspiration, because at HPL we say, Jahan khwab wahan HPL. And I would like to finish my opening with a quote from Madam Curie, who was awarded 2 times Nobel Prize, and she was a radioactivity research. And she said, I quote, "Nothing in life is to be feared. It is only to be understood. Now is the time to understand more so that we may fear less." With this, I wish everyone good luck and thank you very much.
That was very inspiring, Miss Fauzia. Thank you so much for that. If you could just pose in the camera so we can have like a virtual group photo with you.
Yeah. Is everyone here?
Okay.
Okay. Three, two, one. Done. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. Moving on, I'd like to call upon Miss Sadaf, the founder of Circle, to please share a few words regarding the vision of Circle.
Thank you so much, Zoha, and thank you, Fawzia, for being with us and for championing women and diversity at HBL. We know the bank believes in this, and we're looking forward to continuing to partner to take this agenda forward and bring more women in technology also. So to set the scene, I just wanted to share that Circle believes that investing in women is the smartest economic venture of today. And when women grow, families prosper and nations move forward. And with this philosophy, I founded Circle. And She Loves Tech is now in its fourth year. We're very excited to be bringing these amazing women startups to you today. It's our day 2, and we're looking forward to seeing who's going to be the winner, who will represent Pakistan on a global platform and compete with 30 plus countries. I also wanted to highlight our initiative Tech Karo, which is about teaching coding, programming, digital marketing, and design skills to youth, especially women. When I started this, people said this will not work. We will not find women who will be interested to learn how to code. Second, there'll be a high dropout. And thirdly, the business will not hire them. I'm very pleased to share with you that we've now had 300 plus graduates, 65% are women, and 40% plus are either in jobs or in internships. And it is demonstrating that women can code and girls can do anything. We are supported by Engro Foundation, Engro Wopak, and We Connect for this initiative. I remember last year when I met one of our young women, Somya, and I asked her, "How's your class?" She said to me, "I love coding." I said, "Really?" And the next thing she said to me, "I wake up thinking of code and I sleep thinking of code." And I was like, wow, this is amazing. We're in Gulshan-e-Iqbal. This is not New York. This is not San Francisco. Here's this girl coming from Baldia, who is a teacher, who was almost afraid of joining this class because she saw, she'd never done this before, but then she saw other women and she thought, okay, I must try also. And now she loves it. So I think that's what we're trying to create through our tech initiatives, Tech Karo, and through She Loves Tech, giving that belief, that confidence to women and girls that you can do this. And we believe that this is important because when these women and girls will move forward and prosper, Pakistan will prosper. So thank you so much to our judges once again for being with us today. Best of luck to the startups. Thank you to our community for being with us and looking forward to the day.
That was lovely to hear from you, Ms. Sadaf. Thank you so much. Now I'd like to call upon the Chief Business Officer at Jazz, Mr. Ali Nasir, to please come up and present a few words.
Thank you, Zoha. Assalamu alaikum to everyone, judges, panelists. Pleasure to be here. Sadaf, thank you for extending the invite. Um, Listen, I think enough has been said about what She Loves Tech has achieved, and we are big fans here at Jazz also. And I'll talk a bit more about how we've entered that space later. But let me start off by saying that startup culture basically, has come forward from the idea of a professor maybe Sadaf may have come across when she was at Harvard, Clayton Christensen, who talked about the idea of disruptive innovation. And the idea was very simple. The idea was you take an existing product and make it so cheap that you can beat the existing erstwhile makers of that product in there. I think what has happened is that was always the theory, but it was very difficult in a pre-tech world because the cost of entry to business was very high. And I think what technology has done has really broken down that cost barrier, which really allows for disruptive innovation to happen on a desktop and actually now on a mobile handset. I think in his later years, and then I remember his very famous class at Harvard Business School, he used to end his lecture series with the last class. And instead of presenting a company, he would say, "Today we're going to talk about the self." And it was the disrupting of the self that he was in his later years worked on. And I think that is particularly relevant to the audience that I'm speaking to, because fortunately or unfortunately, depends which way you look at it, women in Pakistan are considered the principal caregivers in the house, no matter how successful they are outside the house. And therefore, the burden placed on them actually makes it doubly difficult for women to succeed in the business environment. And so I especially applaud all the young, talented ladies here, because I think it takes double the effort it would take a man. And I can say that because I have that experience. But I'll tell you something else as well. If I know a group of people who can overcome these odds, it's determined young women. So good luck to all of you. I really appreciate and applaud the effort that has gotten you thus far. But really, as you disrupt businesses, think about how you can disrupt your own personal lifestyles and create an ecosystem that allows for more of your sisters and friends to be able to do this much easily. Jazz has had an interesting journey in the last couple of years. We're not a startup by any stretch of the imagination. But what we did do about 4.5 years ago was we started a national incubation center in Islamabad, which was done in partnership with Ignite. And that almost felt like a startup. I was involved with it from day one. And honestly, as we worked with Ignite and our partner team up, it felt as if we were bootstrapping. We didn't know what we were doing. We were learning on the go. And now, 8 cohorts and 187 graduated startups later, we feel we're in a better position, but we're certainly not experts at the job as well. So, being a startup can happen at any level. And I'll talk, my last point is kind of about that. I think the one area that I could probably give us a pass and not more than that is our ability to attract quality female talent. So unfortunately, of the total number of 187 startups, only about 21% were female. And that's clearly an average that we would like to improve. And therefore, I would encourage all of your finalists here to, if they are Islamabad based, to certainly talk to Jazz Accelerate and the NIC. My last two pieces of advice. I think the one experience that I have certainly picked up as we have gone through 9 cohorts, or 8 cohorts rather, we've just inaugurated our ninth, is that you should be ready to pivot. We had a lot of wonderful people come in, very talented teams, very committed, but the idea was wrong. And unfortunately, if you keep at that idea because you think you're sort of beholden to it, I think you will probably be doing yourselves and your talent a disfavor. I'll share some interesting stats with you. There was a study done, I forget the name now, recently, which talked about the failure of startups. 42% ran out of cash. I'm sure that's a very familiar situation with a lot of the startups here. 29% failed because there was no market need for the product. So they identified the wrong product. Here are the interesting stats. 10% failed because their pivot didn't go well. So, I'm encouraging you to pivot, but 10% failed. But interestingly, 9% failed because they failed to pivot. So the important point here is that obviously you need to do your research, but really the important bit is that you should be ready to fail fast. And that's my second advice to you. Be bold and fail fast. A lot of people, especially in the startup community, love their original idea. They keep at it, hoping that with some more money, with some more research, something will come through. But as I said, half the startups fail because it was a bad idea to begin with. Therefore, be bold. And I'm sure all of you are quite capable of that, given that you've reached thus far. Fail fast, learn from that experience, and grow. Just last, thank you, Sadaf, for doing what you're doing. And honestly, if all of you startups are looking for inspiration, then I think you need to look at Sadaf and Circles, because I remember when she started off 7 years ago with a phone and a vision, and look where she is today. And She Loves Tech is providing a platform to 10,000 young women. So remember, startup isn't always about selling a product. It can also be something about selling an idea. And I'm sure the worthy startups and the finalists that we have today probably exhibit some of that as well. So good luck. Jazz is here to try and push the digital ecosystem in Pakistan. And if you have great ideas, we're happy to partner with you, whether it's through the NIC or directly. Please reach out and we'll see how we can work together. Thank you again.
Thank you so much for the motivating words, Mr. Ali Nasir. If you could just pose in the camera for a quick group photo.
Yeah, it's taken. Thank you.
Okay, great. Now I'd like to invite Ms. Sabah Khalid, the founder of Aurat Raj and the She Loves Tech 2018 winner, to share her experience and what she learned from her journey at She Loves Tech.
Hi, everyone. My name is Sabah Khalid. I'm so excited to speak to everyone. I actually applied for She Loves Tech twice because I didn't have any other platform where I could show what I was building. And at the time, we had this idea that we're going to build a chatbot that could talk to girls about menstruation, about reproductive health. And it was all around how women could actually dispel these taboos and be empowered about their bodies. And it was very bold and I was very excited about it. The first time, actually, I wasn't able to be the top winner, but I tried again. And in 2018, I actually flew to Beijing, won the national She Loves Tech competition. And I remember for the international round, I was in front of over 300 people. What I was pitching was actually being translated in various languages. There were all sorts of partners. And that particular experience for me was so critical because I ended up learning how to pitch better from these competitions, especially She Loves Tech. I got rid of a lot of my nervous tics and the way that I used to pitch, and I improved it. And a year later, I ended up winning prizes through other competitions just as big. And one of them was the MIT Solves, then the Vodafone Innovation for Women Prize. And I just wanted to say to all the finalists waiting for the results that, you've already done the great job. You've already presented, you've already pitched, you've already practiced. And now is the time to just celebrate and just be happy that you've come so far. And what happens next, hopefully you are able to enjoy what I managed to enjoy as well and learn from it, and build upon your business, build upon your idea, and get bigger and scale. That's about it. Thank you so much, Sadaf, for inviting me and letting me talk about my experience.
Thank you for that, Ms. Sabah. I hope all the teams have taken note of that since it'll definitely benefit them a lot. So Circle is working on multiple different initiatives to help women and youth of Pakistan progress on all levels. And through one of our initiatives, like Ms. Sadaf also talked about, called Tech Karo, we teach digital skills to students from a variety of backgrounds. So now we have Ms. Ermia Afridi from Tech Karo from the 2019 coding batch, and we'd like to invite her to please say a few words about her overall experience with this learning initiative. Ms. Ermia, you can unmute yourself.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, good. Assalamu alaikum all and a very good evening. I'm Armia Afridi, a student of, I'm a graduate of Tech Karo batch 2019. I would like to share my journey of Tech Karo by starting like how I got to know about Tech Karo. I got interested in the field of tech around like 2 to 3 years ago, but I was confused about joining the boot camps that happen here because they're usually very male dominated. So I was not confident enough to be present among like maybe a class of 50 boys and something like that. And then I got to know about Circle and their venture Tech Karo. And I was like so interested in it, and it was like a breath of fresh air. Seeing someone focusing on like tech education of women was like really new for me. I didn't know about anything like that before. So I quickly applied for it, and at first my parents were also hesitant due to the distance that I had to travel. But TechCaro made sure that the students who were applying there were actually willing to come, and those who were willing to come were comfortable in their journey, in their whole educational journey. We had so much motivation from our teacher, from Ma'am Sadav. They were like always motivating us. They always made sure that our hopes were high, like our motivation was up, and if someone had any problem, they were always there to listen to us. That's the thing. I remember being like really down one day, and we all were in our interview phases of our internships, and some of the students were down, some were like scared of, because if it was like we were starting the next phase of our lives. We had graduated from the boot camp, and we were like on the next move, which were the internships. And I remember Miss Sadaf came in, and she gave us all this really motivational talk, and which was like it was like so personal, and that meant really well. And then I was about to give up. I was really about to give up, but after her talk, I decided to go on and give on my next interviews. And now today I'm working as a website designer at the Y.PK, and I'm really thankful to TechCaro and all their team. TechCaro, like, it was really a life-changing moment, not only for me, for many other girls and boys too. We had boys in our classes too, and like we were given this equality, like all of us were equal there. I didn't face so much opposition from my families or friends. Like, they were all really supportive for me. But we had girls who had issues and stuff like that. But many of them are working, like are the first girls in their family to work in the tech sector. Almost all of us, like 95% of us, were from the non-technical background. We were doing coding first time in our lives. We were learning about what website development is, what website designing is, or what presentation is, what is presentation skills, what is communication. All of this was new for many of us. And Circle made sure that left out. All of us felt connected, like everyone started at the same level. One thing that I really appreciate about TechCaro is that they taught us this, taught us the skill of self-learning. And it is really helping us all of us who are in their jobs now, in their internship now. Because when you start in the field of tech, what I've learned and what happens is that you have to always keep learning, and you cannot go to courses when you are working at a job. You cannot go to courses to learn new languages or learn about new technologies. You have to learn these things by yourself. And learning the skill of self-learning helped us in our jobs, that we were able to explore the new tools, new languages, new technologies, especially during this era of pandemic when everything is online. Another thing that that TechCaro helped us, TechCaro started talking about online classes before the pandemic. Many of the institutions talked about online classes after the pandemic, but we were already on that path. We had our online YouTube videos that helped us to learn things at home. So one thing that the most valuable skill I would say I learned at TechCaro was this skill of self-learning that helped us to explore things, and like we kept growing. TechCaro taught us this growth mindset, like how we always need to keep growing. And I think that is the most valuable skill for everyone, especially for girls, because usually we girls get stuck at this fixed mindset that's not ours. Like, it's usually imposed by society, and we stay stuck there for like years in our lives until someone comes and tells us that things can change. So TechCaro taught us about this growth mindset, and taught us that there are so many possibilities for girls out there. So yeah, so that's some of the things that I learned from Tech Karo. I got so much confidence that I didn't have before. And I can say that on behalf of many other girls, that Tech Karo gave us to confidence and uh, uh, and made us bold in our decisions. Yeah. So thank you very much, Ms. Sadaf. Thank you very much to our teacher, and thank you very much to the circle team. Thank you so much, She Loves Tech for inviting me here, and good luck to all the participants. Thank you so much.
Thank you for those enlightening words, Miss Armia. Thank you so much. Next, I'd like to call upon Miss Sanya Nishtar, who has played an instrumental role in establishing the Pakistan's Ministry of Health. She's also served as the Director General of WHO and is a member of the World Economic Forum's Global Agenda Council on the Future of Healthcare, and now also co-chairs the US National Academy of Sciences and the UN International Institute for Global Health International Advisory Board of the German federal government. She also won the Sitara Imtiaz in 2005, and she's the current Special Assistant on Poverty Alleviation and Social Safety to the Prime Minister of Pakistan. So, Ms. Sanya, would you please join us here and share some of that intellect with the audience?
Assalamu alaikum ji, and good evening. Are you able to hear me?
Yes, we can.
Well, first of all, I'd like to thank you for inviting me to this very exciting event. I've been hearing the proceedings over the last couple of minutes, and it's wonderful to hear the inspiring stories of these young ladies firsthand, and to appreciate how they've joined the dots between self-learning and the power of digital and entrepreneurship and empowerment. So it's really inspiring to hear their stories. I think that what you're trying to do to push the use of digital platforms in this context, in a COVID context where everything is transitioning to virtual ways of working, is very important. I think that women stand to gain significantly from this, especially the women who've experienced systematic barriers to their participation in economic life. I think it's a wonderful opportunity for them to get mainstreamed into into the economy, into these new ways of working. I've always held this view, and this very firm view, that if a country does not make the way for half of its population to participate fully in economic life, if a country does not systematically invest in empowering women, then it loses half its potential right away. I mean, this is no rocket science. You are halving your potential right away. So the more that we can do at this particular inflection point, the better it would be. I can just tell you from my own experience that there are four things that I think that are particularly important in this transformation. The first of those is the need to change mindsets. Because in our country, patriarchal norms are very predominant in different shades and colors, in different societal contexts. And then these pose systematic barriers to the participation of women in economic life. Women have difficulty in balancing careers and personal life. And the first thing that we have to change is mindsets. And when we talk about changing mindsets, it's important that there can be no parity in the workplace. There can be no gender parity in the workplace unless there is gender parity at home. So we have to start from home. It is the brothers and the fathers and the husbands and the mother-in-laws that have to change their ways of thinking about the importance of women participating in the workforce. And I think that is the single most important thing that has to change. Secondly, I think we need changes in the working conditions and in the working environment. Let's start with wage, equality of wage, safety and security, opportunities for mentorship, training opportunities, financial access to the tools that are required for women to operate in this environment. And I think that's the second part that is that I think is fundamental to this transformation. Thirdly, I think we have to mandate specific policy action. And here I can give you some examples from the work that I do with the SARS program. Because in SARS, which is a social protection and a poverty alleviation program, we have a 50% plus rule. So everything that we do, every policy initiative that we take, any programmatic action that we mandate, any budgetary allocation that has to be made, it has to be squarely more than 50% allocated for women. Just to give you a couple of examples, we've recently scaled up our education conditional cash transfer program nationwide. This is a program through which primary school going children get small stipends, quarterly stipends. And we have kept a difference in the stipend. So for girls going to school, the families get 2,000 rupees a quarter, but for boys going to school, the families get 1,500 a quarter. Similarly, for our education conditional cash transfer program, I beg your pardon, similarly for our nutrition conditional cash transfer program, there's a difference in the stipend. Again, 2,000 for girls and 1,500 for boys. This is to signal the importance of the girl child. This is to signal the importance of investments in the girl child. Then the Asas Kafalat program, which is where women get, very poor women get quarterly stipends, 100% for women. Asas interest-free loan program, 51% for women. Asas Amdan program, through which we give small assets to improve their chances of earning a livelihood, 60% for women. Asas undergraduate scholarship, 51% for women. And in all these programs, it's not just the mandating of programmatically mandating a percentage, it is also the disaggregation of data and tracking it. So we have a program of monitoring the percentage allocations for women. And if a program falls through the crack, there are ways of circling back to the implementing agency. For instance, the scholarship program last year, where we spent 4.9 billion and gave out 50,762 scholarships in that particular program, we were not able to achieve 50%. We were able to achieve in certain provinces 46%, 47%. And therefore, there's going to be a specific emphasis on enrolling more women into the program in this year round to bring the overall cumulative percentage to 50%. So what I'm trying to illustrate to you is that it is not just the programmatically outlining percentages. It is also about very rigorously disaggregating data, having the mechanisms in place to disaggregate data and to compel accountability and performance benchmarks based on the information that you get from the ground. I also want to mention here that in the Asas program, there is a particular emphasis on marginalized women who have not, on which there hasn't been a spotlight, the domestic workers, and ensuring that they are registered, and along the line, in due course, bringing about legislation to ensure that their salaries are paid through bank accounts so that we can track that their minimum wage is actually paid to them. In the same vein, recognizing the work of rural women and bringing specific legislation to that effect. So there are a number of different interventions in the Asas basket, in the Asas umbrella, which are focused particularly on empowering women, ensuring that they have financial access to health and education. And we are doing this because there's a huge need, because the data shouts at us. The data tells us that in our country, 70% women are actually not allowed to leave home without permission, that 59% of women cannot make their own healthcare decisions, that women participate in the, only 26% women participate in the labor workforce. When it comes to financial inclusion, only 7% have bank accounts. And you're all aware of the education and health outcomes, and I don't need to mention that. So I know that in this particular meeting and on this particular forum, the discourse is not so much about the most marginalized women. Your spotlight is on women that are slightly more advantageous in terms of their social positions, in terms of their education status. But I just wanted to bring into the conversation the plight of the most disadvantaged women. And since I have the responsibility for structuring policy and executing programs for them, I just wanted to bring those women into the conversation as well. I would like to once again congratulate you and commend you on all the work that you do. I think the private sector has to be a very important partner of the government. And again, sorry for being self-reflective again, in the SARS program, we consistently have this policy of taking the private sector as a partner, making sure that they are with us in the execution of the programs, and we hope to deepen this even further. So I really look forward to the proceedings of the meeting. I really look forward to the outcomes, and I will explore how we can partner and how we can leverage your strength to deepen the interventions, the multi-pronged interventions that we have. Thank you once again for having me at the table. And over to you.
That was very, very inspiring, Dr. Sania. Thank you so much for that. Moving on, now I'd like to call upon Ms. Annabelle Jerry, Head of Department for International Development, Pakistan, to please come up and say a few words.
Good evening, everyone. I hope you can hear me. I would just like to echo all the other speakers. I'm so honoured, really, to be joining this event this evening. It's really an amazing and exciting evening. And I'm greatly looking forward to seeing all the pictures later. So as has been introduced, my name is Annabelle, and I'm the Development Director for the Foreign Commonwealth and Development Office in Pakistan, based in Islamabad. And I'd love to, first of all, congratulate the organisers and everyone involved in She Loves Tech in Pakistan for putting this on, and yesterday evening as well. I think it's fantastic. And I've got 3 messages to share briefly with you. And I think, Dr. Nishta, I mean, what an honour to speak after a woman like that who has achieved such an extraordinary amount and is an extraordinary role model to so many people, not just here, but around the world. And she's absolutely right on the importance of mindset. So my 3 messages for you this evening are: number 1, you're all winners. Number 2, the future, what you're doing really matters. And number 3, the future is in our hands. So you're all winners. Now, I'm not preempting the judges here, but we've heard about the challenges that women in Pakistan face. And being here today says that you have got drive, you've got determination. Yes, some of you may have had more advantages than other women, and you've got that growth mindset that one of the other speakers talked about. You've probably already broken a few barriers to get here, and you've done things, I am sure, that have surprised others, and I'm sure you have even surprised yourselves. So whatever the outcome tonight, you are winners and you have an exciting future ahead of you. Second point, so what you're doing really matters. I was really excited to take part in the event today because I think it's so important to see women in science and technology. And women technologists are not as common as male technologists. So you are really important, and you're going to have a really important influence on the sector in the future. And there is still a digital divide, as there are divides in other aspects of life. So having women leading into new initiatives in tech is incredibly important, and we should inspire to equality in the area of tech just as in any other area of life. And we know that new employment and entrepreneurship opportunities can be created via digital platforms that provide flexibility and overcome traditional barriers of physical mobility and domestic commitments. So the opportunities, as you don't need me to tell you, are really genuinely endless. And then the third message is that the future is in our hands. And because you're already winners, because you're already trailblazing, you may not all feel like it yet, but you're all leaders in your own way already, and you're blazing a trail. And it's a really necessary one, as Dr. Nishta has talked about, to increase women's participation in the workforce and their position in society. And certainly as the UK, and I'm sorry about my background, I should have taken it off for this meeting. That's why we continue to support girls' education as a key determinant driving success for Pakistan. And we're very committed to girls receiving 12 years of quality education. We've supported 8 million girls now in Pakistan to attend primary and secondary school. The UK also supports tertiary level, and we're really passionate about supporting women around the world, and in Pakistan too, to strengthen voice, choice and control that women have over their own lives. And we're involved in entrepreneurship. The UK funds an organisation called Karandas, and it has Women Ventures, which is specifically a business support initiative focusing on female entrepreneurs in Pakistan. So we do have a genuine and real interest institutionally, and certainly I do as well as a woman in a leadership position and a mum of 3 daughters. So it's really exciting to see tonight, coming back down to tonight, about the future being in our hands. Women competing in technology at this level. This is the best of Pakistan, and with all of your inspiration, your ideas, your innovation, the future is actually in your hands and collectively in our hands. So congratulations for being here tonight, and I'm really looking forward to seeing the evening unfold. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that, Miss Annabelle. If you could please just pose in the camera for a picture with all the judges and everything.
Can you also have Dr. Sania?
Oh, yes. Dr. Shania, if you could please pose in the camera for a picture.
I'm just going to take this picture. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Okay, next we have the entertainment bit. Let's all welcome Ali Alvi, a very talented singer, for his performance.
Hello everyone. You guys can hear me, right?
Yes, we can.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. I actually saw a few pitches yesterday, and I felt that we have, great tech-related talent in our country. I can so relate to this as well because I am running my own digital advertising agency in Pakistan as well. It's called IO Digital. And, we see this every day while recruiting candidates in our company. So besides that, I have this great passion for music as well. I am a self-taught music producer and singer-songwriter. I have recently released my debut album called Sazish. It's available on all the streaming platforms globally. So the first song I'm going to perform is from the album. It's Urjare. So I'll be switching few settings because I've put some effects on my performance vocals. तेरे ख्वाबों के रस्तों में कई आंधियां आएंगी, उड़ेगी धूल जो कदमों से तुझे वो पास ले जाएगी। अपनी जो मंजिल है तेरी हर जीत की, रुकना अब तुझको नहीं, खोलेगा तू हर डोर नहीं, बादल से आगे दूर कहीं तू उड़ जा रे, उड़ जा रे, तू उड़ जा रे, उड़ जा रे, तू उड़ जा रे। तेरे ख्वाबों के रस्तों में कई आंधियां आएंगी, उड़ेगी धूल जो कदमों से तुझे वो पास ले जाएगी। अपनी जो मंजिल है तेरी हर जीत की, रुकना अब तुझको नहीं, खोलेगा तू हर डोर नहीं, बादल से आगे दूर कहीं तू उड़ जा रे, उड़ जा रे, तू उड़ जा रे, उड़ जा रे, तू उड़ जा रे। जो जले आग तेरे अंदर सीने में, उसको तो तू अब बुझा दे, बढ़े जा तू अब कांटों को जला के, तेरे आगे इशारे उनको तू सुन ले यूं, रुकना अब तुझको नहीं, खोलेगा तू हर डोर नहीं, बादल से आगे दूर कहीं तू उड़ जा रे, उड़ जा रे, तू उड़ जा रे, उड़ जा रे, तू उड़ जा रे। So I think this song is contextually very relevant to this event.
Very good, very
I hope
good.
you guys enjoyed it. So I think I should perform next song, which all of you have heard before as well, because this was my original. So the next song is Etibar by Vital Signs, and you guys can, you all, I'm sure you all know that song as well, so you guys can sing along with me as well.
एतबार आ ही जाएगा।
That's a lovely
चलो
line.
तो सही
चलो तो सही, बिल्कुल।
That's a सही.
Take that first step, एतबार आ ही जाएगा।
Yeah.
एतबार भी आ ही जाएगा, मिलो तो सही, रास्ता कोई मिल ही जाएगा, चलो तो सही, चलो तो सही, एतबार भी आ ही जाएगा, आ ही जाएगा। धूप में खड़ा जल रहा हूँ मैं, साया दो मुझे, ये मेरा जुनून, ये मेरी जलन है, मेरी जरा जंगलों में भी रास्ते तो हैं हाँ मैं भी कोई मिल ही जाएगा चलो तो सही चलो तो सही प्यार व्यार भी हो ही जाएगा हो ही जाएगा
Thank you so much.
Good.
Thank you.
Beautiful.
Well,
Very
that's
inspiring.
it. I'll share my music profile links on the chat window as well, so you guys can check that out later as well.
Ali, zarur
And
share.
best of luck to all the candidates. Thank you.
That was very lovely, Mr. Ali.
Beautiful.
Thank you. We just wanted you to play
Thank you.
throughout the whole thing.
Ali, we're
Maybe some other day.
going to ask you to come back some other day. Yes.
Sure. I'm always available. I'm actually on vacations. I'm in New York. I'm in a different time zone. It's 9 a.m. here. So you guys can always call me. I'm available.
Okay, we
Thank
will.
you.
Thank you so much. Thank you for being part of the She Loves Tech
Beautiful.
journey.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you so much,
I want to
Ali.
say something, Zoha. I want to say something.
Yeah,
But I
sure.
didn't realize up till now कि इस गाने का जो ये शेर है क्या हुआ अगर जिंदगी जरा उलट सी गई. You know, every startup goes through that, some every day, some at some point. And you know, having that forthcoming, you know, conviction के जंगलों में भी तो रास्ते तो हैं, हमें भी कोई मिल ही जाएगा. That is just, you know, however this resonates, it's just beautiful. So thank you.
Javed, this can be a startup anthem song.
It should be. It should be.
Oh yeah.
हुमायूं भाई, आपका जो पुराना गिटार वाली मैंने तस्वीर देखी थी 1970s की, I think you should be the man to do that. So I'm endorsing you for that.
And just to let you all know that the words for this were written by Shoaib Mansoor.
Shoaib Mansoor, right.
And this is a Vital Signs song. And of course, Junaid sang it. So, you know, I think it
Lovely.
goes back, it resonates for a lot of people.
Lovely.
Even for the judges, I think it resonates quite a bit.
Absolutely, ji. Absolutely.
Javed, and have you seen Humayun dance?
नहीं, लेकिन जिस तरह की कमीजें पहन के आ रहे हैं आजकल, पता नहीं हो क्या रहा है, कहाँ पे हैं, क्या कर रहे हैं. दुबई तो I thought बहुत बड़ा
हॉलीडे पे हूँ यार, बस उधर सारी दुनिया से लोग आए. वो अंदलीब सुबह बेचारी 6 बजे की उठी हुई है, और भी हैं 5-6 लोग. China is a late evening, night almost.
And we love the art behind Humayun as well.
Yes, this is my daughter. It's her own work.
Beautiful.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Okay. So moving on to the pitches. So before this whole thing begins, today 8 of the top 15 selected teams will present. The esteemed panel of judges that we have with us today who will be listening, analyzing, reviewing, and scoring include Ms. Jahara, founder of Nest.io, Mr. Atayib Tahir, country manager at MasterCard, Mr. Humayun Bashir, chairman at National Clearing Company of Pakistan Limited, Mr. Javed Iqbal, CEO and co-founder of Transformix, Ms. Andalib Ahmed, president at Open Silicon Valley, Mr. Amir Mateen, head of technology at HPL, and Ms. Fifi Haroon, the senior journalist and lead at BBC. Thank you all for gracing us with your presence once again today. The first 4 startups that will present in the order are Apris Technologies, Scary Ummi, Nayab's Rogue, and Mobility. So before we start, I want to inform the judges that the scorecard has been provided to you for scoring each team as it presents. It's very important to note that each startup team will have 5 minutes for their sales pitch, which will be followed by 4 minutes for question answers. Please be mindful to not exceed the time limit. We will be timing you and we'll let you know when the time is up when you have 1 minute remaining and basically when the time is up. So as soon as we say that the time is up, you have to stop. The time constraint needs to be strictly adhered to. Also, please make sure that when the respective started team is speaking, your mic is turned off, and also please ensure that online decorum is respected. Best of luck. So the team Apris Technologies can now proceed with its pitch, and you can start off by sharing your screen.
Just give me a moment and don't start my time right now.
Don't worry,
Okay.
don't worry.
Is this screen visible?
Yes, it is.
Hi everyone, I am Hiresh Shad, CEO of Apris Technologies, and at Apris Technologies, we are the architects of world's safest and smartest electrosurgical units. Now you must be thinking what an electrosurgical unit is. Did you actually know that 95% of all surgical procedures are actually performed with an electrosurgical unit, as opposed to the conventional belief and everything that is shown in the movies that surgeries are done with scalpels? In fact, all cutting and coagulation of tissues beneath the first layer of skin is actually done with an electrosurgical unit. And removal of tumors and sealing of blood vessels is also done through an electrosurgical unit in almost all surgical procedures. Most interestingly, electrosurgery is actually a 100 years old concept, and an electrosurgical unit is a must have in every OT. This is how actually an electrosurgical unit works. So there's an electrosurgical generator, and then that generator is connected to a hand piece, and there's an electrode with which the surgery is actually done. The circuit is completed with a patient plate, which actually looks like this. So I'll be showing this at the end of the pitch also. The most important feature of an electrosurgical unit is power deviation, because surgeon needs to be absolutely sure that if they are delivering 100-watt power to the surgical site, then it shouldn't go up or below. What this power deviation causes is burns and chars to the tissues, which makes the recovery period really long. So this industry gold standard is a 13-watt. What we've done is we've achieved less than 5 watt of power deviation. What this transforms into is cellular level precision, really short recovery times, and less pain to the patients in surgeries. Not only is our technology 10x better, but we also are very cheap as compared to regular electrosurgical units. So electrosurgical units are not only high tech, but they're also priced very high. A regular unit would cost around $15,000. We have priced our unit at around $3,000 only. The market is a staggering, really big $8 billion, and it's like an oligarchy. So there are around 8 major players in the market. Most of the market is held by Medtronic, whose electrosurgical brand is called Valley Lab. It holds around 30% of the market, but most of the revenue comes from outside of the USA. It's a US-based company. This is a slight comparison with some of our top competitors worldwide. So not only do we have more features, but we also are priced very low as compared to our competitors, and all of these are global competitors. So these units are not made in most of the developing countries. This is a small experiment that we did at our facility. So what we did was we tested a Valley Lab machine against our machine, and a plastic surgeon who's one of our panelists on the panel of surgeons came over and performed this experiment. And this was the difference. So please don't get scared. This was done on chicken meat. This is our product journey. So we moved from a really low-end dip technology, just enclosed in steel casing, to our second prototype, and now we have launched our flagship product. Now the flagship product has also made some sales. So this is just a summary of our value proposition. Our technology is much better than what is available in the market right now, and what the big giants of the market have done. We give more precision because we can control the deviation much better, which means that the recovery time for the patients after surgery would be much lower and less painful. We're priced pretty low, and we have a really fancy, cool interface as compared to traditional electrosurgical units. These are some of the countries that we have chalked out that we want to look at in the first go. These are all of the countries where electrosurgical units are not manufactured in-house. So we wanted to take countries that were easier to penetrate and did not have any electrosurgical units of their own. This is our journey. So we have sold around 100 units in our first and second prototype combined, and around 70,000 surgeries have been performed with those units. We now have a manufacturing capacity of 300 units. We also have a manufacturing facility. We won the DG Health KPK tender, which is a health tender for the entire KP for public hospitals for 2019 and 2020. We now have signed our first distribution contract with Globe Traders. They are one of the largest medical equipment distributors in Pakistan. We are also CE and ISO certified. So our DRAP certification is in process because it took longer because of the corona. We are CE certified already, and we have the following ISOs. So with the CE certificate, we can export to all of the countries in the world apart from the US. For the US, we would need an FDA. We don't want to go into that currently because it requires a lot of money, and we are not also looking at US as a market currently. Our ambition is to become Pakistan's first surgical unit manufacturer and global exporter. This is the team. So we have Ayub Zakori, who has invested around 3 crore rupees. Initially, it was a pre-seed investment. He also owns Zakori Industries. He's an investor and also provides us, a lot of intel on all the business stuff. Then Hira Shad, I've been associated with the startup ecosystem for a long time. I used to run MIT Enterprise Forums also. Then there's Mr. Mohsin Rafiq, who's actually a PhD in AI and control systems. He's actually the guy who has designed the PCB and all of the electronics. Then we have Noman Rafiq. He looks mostly at mechanics and most of the interface, etc. And Najam looks at the business side. Thank you so much. I'd really like to show you the unit. I would stop sharing the screen so we could actually see the unit. So this is the finished unit. This is what it looks like. And this is the lead. So there are different kinds of lead, and surgeons can usually perform
Thank you, Hira, but your time is up.
All right, so surgeons can perform cutting and coagulation with this.
Judges, you can proceed with the question answers now.
May I, Hira, mashallah, you seem to be in a very advanced stage of a business cycle in terms of, in perspective of a startup. So it's already a fairly established business. You are competing and bringing something new to the market. What was your driving force behind it? And what immediate competition are you facing?
So thank you. To be very honest, Bashir, I was working with National Incubation Center Peshawar, and this startup was already incubated in NIC. I was a diehard fan of technology for always. I worked very closely with them, and the investor was leading the board of advisors. So I and Ayub actually joined later. It's been only a year that we have made. It's been 4 months that this product was made, and only a year since we joined in. So I really think we all saw great potential in it, and the initial founders also probably needed somebody who could look at the business side and needed money to really make it work. But for me, it's a passion. The medical equipment industry is 600 billion, and as a country, our share in that industry is 0. So we do a lot of medical tools, but we don't really do medical equipment. So, our immediate competition really is Valley Lab. Valley Lab is the brand that is used the most in Pakistan, but sadly, all of the Valley Lab machines that we bring in Pakistan are refurbished, which means we smuggle them in because we can't really afford the new ones.
Thank you.
What's your primary market for this? Are you looking to do more in this region, or I know you said anything but the US, but where do you think this will be more concentrated in?
So it wasn't anything but US, but US is very, very hard to do and would need a lot of money. So we want to tap into easier markets right now. So we are already talking to somebody in the Middle East. Middle East is a very, very good market. Africa is a very, very good market. But first, we'd like to sell more in Pakistan. So we are looking at Pakistan first because our entire electrosurgical units demand or need is met by either refurbished equipment that we smuggle in because it's actually banned, or the government purchases these electrosurgical units from the government budget. So we just want to look at Pakistan first. We'd like to
do you not have a captive market in Pakistan, given that I don't quite understand when you say it's banned, you cannot import it? I mean, how can it be banned?
No, it can be imported, but the refurbished equipment is not allowed. We use in all of the private sector hospitals. The
private sector uses, and is that cheaper than $3,000, or is that?
It is around, in Pakistan, we have priced it at 3 lakh rupees in Pakistan initially. So that is around 2.5-3 go to 4 because uska koi fixed rate nahi.
Well done. I think it's a very nice product, and it clearly has a major impact on both health and the engineering industry.
Could I ask a tough question?
Ask the tough question and then I'll ask something.
So you said this this technology is 100 years old, right? And this has been over a period of time used in surgeries and incrementally improved. What's the innovation in your product? Why is your product different from other equipment? I know the wattage is one bit. Yeah. But that just seems like an incremental improvement. How have you disrupted the electrical surgical unit device space?
So it's a 100 years old concept, which means that a scientist whose name was Bowie just discovered that you could actually cut tissues and perform surgical procedures by using electricity. Now, the wattage is one bit of it, but what we have done, the most important problem that distributors and the doctors usually have is that jab ye electrosurgical unit kharab ho jata hai, so its repair and maintenance is such a hassle and a very big headache. And they have to send it back. They have to open LCs. So in Ayub Medical Complex, the surgeon told us that the most important problem for us is that jab kharab ho jati hai, then we have to send it to the US. It takes a 6 months period. What we've done is we have actually transformed it into a modular kind of machine. So we will train the distributors on, so the error is actually displayed on this display panel. And then the distributor is trained on which module to install. So you can just take out that module. You don't need to send the machine back to us. You just need to send it to your local distributor, and another module will be installed and the machine would work perfectly.
Great, thank you.
Do we have user input on that? Have they used this equipment and giving you the experience and all of that?
Judges, your time has elapsed for question answers.
Can I answer this last one?
Quickly, please.
Yeah. So as I said, that we've sold around 100 prototypes, and this new unit that you can see over here, we have already provided to 5 different public hospitals. So yes, this is already functional and we already have input on it.
Okay, thank you, Apris Technologies.
Zoha, I think Fifi had a question. Let's
I'm sorry, I was going to say, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut on that question. I apologize for that.
Yeah, let's get Fifi.
No, that's fine. I just wanted to actually say, that this is the right way to do a presentation, because it was short, it was thorough, it touched everything, and we really didn't have to ask. The questions were mega tough, but actually this is one of the best presentations, just in terms of the format that you've used. So well done on that.
Thank you so much. Thank you so
much. Well done, Hera.
And I like your passion.
Thank you.
Yeah, we all like your passion. So keep going.
Okay, great. The next team, Scary Ami, can now proceed with its pitch. You can start by sharing your screen, not scaring.
Hi, Assalamu alaikum. Can you guys see me and hear me okay?
We can hear you fine, and you have the best named startup in the whole thing. We all
Are you ready to be scared?
Yes, we're ready to be scared. I'm not an Ami, but please go ahead.
Okay, so just give us like a couple of seconds. Hopefully at the end of it, you will feel a little scared. to share the screen and let me know if it's looking okay. Is it? Okay. So let's start. My name is Aisha Nasser, and I am the founder of the country's largest and fastest growing mothering community called Scary Ummi, with 80,000 members. I'm also an award-winning medical doctor. As an Ummi to 4 kids, all under the age of 10, I realized I had made mistakes with each and every one of them. These mistakes could have been avoided had I known where to go, why to go, and when to go. I'm not the only Ummi who makes such mistakes. Meet Faiza Ali. A missed MMR vaccine led to her spending 4.5 lakhs on her son's hospitalization. Faiza and I are amongst the 14 million mothers with smartphones in Pakistan who are receiving no online support and guidance in their journey toward raising healthy and well babies. 7.7 million Ummis on Facebook in Pakistan, and more than 2 million women become mothers every year. With 1 million conversions to smartphones per month, the opportunity is massive for a product which helps mothers raise well and healthy kids. A survey of 3,500 mothers on Scary Ummi showed that 58%, including myself, missed at least one vaccination, and 89% missed the recommended dental checkup at the age of 1. The data shows that there is an enormous opportunity, yet no cohesive and integrated platform for mothers in Pakistan. This is why Scary Ummi is now launching Pakistan's first mothering app called Ummi. The solution to missed vaccinations, missed dental checkups, missed eye checkups is Ummi. This app will allow digital medical tracking for the child from age 0 to 4, send automated reminders, you can avail counseling sessions, shop online for baby-related products, and find vaccination centers in Pakistan. This is the Ummi app prototype. The main screen shows you how clinic ratings based on your location will be accessible, along with the ability to track your baby's journey. In our demo, you can see that Ummis add their baby's date of birth when registering and start receiving customized reminders, helping them track their baby's journey. Our business model is super simple. We make 30% commission on the sale of every product and service. For Ummis, the premium membership is only rupees 199 per month. Merchants pay an annual listing fee of rupees 15,000, and we're already in talks with Nestle, who are willing to pay us rupees 3.5 per click. While there is no local competitor, there are apps in America, India, and Bangladesh called Flow, First Christ, and Maya, which have millions of downloads and a proven business model. Starting from a WhatsApp group of only 10 members, Scary Ummi has grown into Pakistan's leading platform in 2 years, which provides guidance and learning, along with a flourishing e-commerce platform. Our WordPress website launched in February has received 50,000 unique visitors a month, and we have crossed revenues of 10 million. What you see in front of you is our roadmap. In Feb 2021, version 1 will be launched, which will include vaccination tracking and baby medical journey. A month later, e-commerce will be launched, and 3 months later, maternal health tracking will go live. This plan will help us to achieve 100,000 downloads and have 30% premium users, which will allow us to achieve a revenue of 50 million by Feb 2022.
Thank you, Aisha, but your time is up.
But according to my clock, I still have like a minute and 10 seconds left.
We started from, okay, you can finish the slide. Go ahead.
I am at like 3:50.
You have 30 seconds remaining.
Okay, but I don't know why I show 1:10. Okay.
Okay, let's go with 1 minute. That's fine.
Okay, thank you. So can we go back one slide? Okay, great. Ummi is the only digital platform in the country which provides ease of information access as well as personalized baby journey tracking. I am a medical doctor, and my team consists of PR and marketing experts, content leads, and UI UX experts. Our board of advisors includes successful entrepreneurs like Faisal Sherjan and Halima Iqbal. our vision for Ammi is to become an app that no Ammi can do without. From my personal journey of making mistakes and from seeing hundreds and thousands of other mothers make mistakes, I am passionate about launching an app which is the go-to app for every Ammi, which just simply by being in their phone will help Ammis raise healthier and better children. And now Ammi is ready for any questions.
I can go first. Isn't it too much for Ammi to handle because they're already doing so much? And like I'm a scary Ammi of 3, and most of these things I don't track, but my doctors have all the records. Isn't it a better way to have a system for doctors and clinic to track like vaccination and send reminders? I would not want to keep track of these things, and I want my doctors or clinics to do that. I think, wouldn't it be too much, like too much information in one app and too much for the Ammi to take care of?
Okay. So we're interested in outcomes. Also, this app is going to be for Pakistan, where we don't have a centralized medical center. So for example, if I want to take my child to a dentist, I have to make an appointment with the dentist separately. The dentist is not going to track that my child needs an eye checkup at the age of 3 or needs like multiple vaccinations. So those would be given by a pediatrician through the app, the info. And as it is, mothers are having to track all this. So mothers anyway need, a doctor is not going to know that you have a baby who's 1 year old who needs a dental checkup at the age of 1. And that dental checkup can actually be preventive. Similarly, a doctor is not going to know that you have a baby if at the age of 3 your child goes for an eye checkup and amblyopia is screened. The prognosis is 100% at the age of 3, and the prognosis drops to 40% at the age of 10 or 11, which is when mothers generally take their kids to doctors when they complain of an eye issue. So as it is, mothers are tracking it. I have 4 kids, which means I have 4
Yeah, so maybe,
vaccination records.
yeah. Sorry,
And I have
can I
like,
ask,
yeah, sure.
are you looking at translating this into any Urdu or something? Because
Yes,
many,
thank you for asking that question.
मगर वो
So
आपने बताया नहीं
version
कहीं।
1, version 1 is in English, but our plan is to do an Urdu version and eventually also to do a Punjabi version, to do even regional
नहीं, क्योंकि
versions.
the volumes that you're talking about or the number of people that you're looking at has to be typically, that would have to be in Urdu, otherwise this may not necessarily work.
So the app is obviously like apps are only, you need to have a smartphone to have an app. So which is why we're starting with English, but our plan is also, we've done partnerships with Aga Khan and Shaukat Khanum. So some of the app content would be translated through our partners.
So I have a question. Do you have any plans to use AI to start to recognize patterns? ताकि अम्मीज़ को we give them the right advice at the right age, looking at the patterns, looking at the local market. Is that on your product roadmap somehow?
Okay. So in the first phase, what we're working on are WHO, American Pediatric Association guidelines. So let me give you like a really simple example. So I'm a medical doctor from Pakistan, right? When my child was born at the age of 1 month, I didn't know what an average child in Pakistan should weigh and should have as a height because we don't have that data. So we use American or UK based data. Through this app, what's going to happen is that when thousands of mothers put in data of, the weight and the height of their child, we will start developing Pakistan standards. Those standards have far reaching impacts on health. So I'll give you another example. The minimum age for mammo in the UK is 50. And earlier in Pakistan, we would also say, get a mammo done at 50. When we did research on breast cancer incidence in Pakistan and realized we're like right up there, now the guideline, because of local data, has changed to 40. So we have no data when it comes to children's growth rates, etc. With the app, since mothers will be putting in the data, the app will continue to learn. And most importantly, which is what really excites Aga Khan and Shaukat Khanum and the University of Health Sciences, is the ability to have local data from all over the country.
I have a question. Have you guys also thought about opening this up as a white label service for these hospitals? So an Ammi instance for Aga Khan, an Ammi instance for Shaukat Khanum and so forth. So they could sort of take this on to their potential patients and so forth. And you're more like a marketplace?
Right. So what we have done so far is that Aga Khan and Chuktai Labs and University of Health Sciences in Punjab are all partners in our community in terms of doing awareness drives, in terms of doing health drives. And we, with having them on board and Chuktai Labs on board and the country's top pediatricians on board, is giving the app a lot of credibility. Once we've done like the prototype, we've done testing, we've had the first, hundreds and thousands of users, then yes, we are happy to open it. But interestingly, Aga Khan and Shaukat Khan both said that 199 rupees per month is not an amount that their ammis can't afford. And they feel that a lot of their burden would decrease, because right now hospitals have to spend, not hospitals, but pediatricians and vaccination centers actually have to spend a lot of effort in reminding mothers, and the compliance is low because maa ne agar phone nahi uthaya, vaccination miss ho gayi. And abhi bhi in Pakistan, we have those like vaccination cards that I've lost like 4 times and everybody I know loses. So with all that this app is giving, it will be Aga Khan and Shaukat Khan are both very excited about it, increasing
Aisha, your time is up. I'm sorry.
No problem. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you for that. We can move on to the next team then. The team Nayab's Rogue can now proceed with its pitch.
Assalamu alaikum. Please जब मेरा time start हो जाए तो let me know.
Yes, we can start now.
Assalamu alaikum everyone. This is Nayab and I'm presenting my startup Nayab's Rogo. In a country like Pakistan and in a city like Peshawar, where the freedom to do business is discouraged and restricted, there are a lot of females who want to do something for themselves, who want to earn, but they cannot go to home because of so many social and cultural barriers. And I was the personal victim of such problem. Currently, we are trying to solve 2 problems. According to our primary research, there are 82% female who are manufacturing very good product, but they don't have exposure to the market that where to sell our product. And there are 85% female who have skills and network, but they don't have product for their business. In this way, Nayab's Rogo brings this down. Nayab's Rogo is a B2B and B2C e-commerce company which provide item in a mass discount cost to small and medium-sized woman-led businesses around Pakistan who are then sell them for a profit margin in their domestic market. What we are doing, those females who are manufacturing a very good product, mostly जो हमारी females पाकिस्तान में जो products बनाते हैं, वो products तो उनके पास skills तो होते हैं, वो बहुत अच्छे product बनाते हैं, लेकिन usually उनके skills में challenge होते हैं, उनके मतलब उनको इतना idea नहीं होता कि मतलब हम कौन सी colors use करें, कौन सी designing use करें. What we are doing, we are providing them a platform where they can able to sell their product. And those female who want to start their own business but they don't have product for their businesses, what we are doing, we are providing them a product and they are selling it for themselves online and offline, and on the basis of that we are providing them commission. This is our platform by the name of nayabsrogo.com. So we have a target market of 12 million urban population in which 47% are male and 53% are female and 85% women-led businesses in Pakistan. This is our revenue stream. We are generating our revenue to direct sell model, drop shipping model, training and workshop, and vendor registration. So far, we generated a total revenue of 12 million with a net profit of 480,000 rupees. This is our team. I'm Sayyeda Nayab. I'm the founder Nayab's Rogo. I'm a business student. Minahil and Vedan is our marketing lead. Hafza is our tech lead, and Zunaira is our operation manager. We have a list of indirect competitors, but it does not really matter. What matter is where we can see Nayab's Rogo. Why Nayab's Rogo? Why we are different? Nayab's Rogo is a one-stop shop for all kind of designer and handmade product. We have customer-centric product. We are providing a superior product at low cost, and the most important, we are empowering little businesses. So according to our first project, we train 500 females in KP, and we established 41 businesses in KP and Islamabad. So this is the traction we generated so far. We generated 20 jobs, 350 sell for all over Pakistan, and 3,600 orders so far. So we win grant of we win grant from SMIA for digital marketing services. This is our future roadmap. Actually, our vision is to see every woman empowered and economically independent by providing them a platform where their skills get value. Now we are in Peshawar and Islamabad के कुछ areas में, but we want to expand to Islamabad, Lahore, and Karachi. We want to do campus drives, export to different countries, and we will हमारी future plan में है कि we make a mobile application. So this is our product. मैं आपको अपना एक product भी show कर लेती हूँ जो कि हमारी skilled females ने बनाए हैं. अगर हमें time मिला तो मैं आपको इसके बारे में मज़ीद बताऊंगी. So these are the partner organization. Why we are here? We want to access to other cities of Pakistan. We are looking for collaboration because हमारे पास skills artisan है, हमारे पास designers हैं, और जो है we want to expand to other cities of Pakistan because ये सिर्फ पेशावर का problem नहीं है. Other cities of Pakistan there are a lot of students जो कि हमें approach करती है daily basis पे कि we want to sell your product, we want to start a business for ourselves, लेकिन हमारे पास product नहीं है. So we want to access to other cities of Pakistan. We are looking for collaboration and export opportunity because we are manufacturing luxury products and we want to access to other manufacturing companies जो कि हमें contracts दे because हमारे पास skilled female है, उनके लिए we are looking for projects कि हम उनके लिए manufacturing करें. Thank you. If you have any questions.
जी ये बताएंगी कि ये जो आपके पास चीजें होती हैं पोर्टल पे, इसको डिलीवर आप लोग खुद करते हैं या वो डायरेक्टली जो मैन्युफैक्चर होता है वो करते हैं?
हम डिलीवर करते हैं.
तो आपने कहीं वेयरहाउस वगैरह बनाना पड़ेगा आपको या क्या?
वी हैव वेयरहाउस इन पेशावर और अभी हम इस्लामाबाद में भी देख रहे हैं, लेकिन हमारा जो सेटअप है वो फुली जो है पेशावर में है.
नहीं तो आप लोग पैसे किस तरह कमा रहे हो? जो
हम प्रोडक्ट सेल
कमीशन ले रहे हो, प्रोडक्ट सेल करके यू आर टेकिंग मार्जिन ऑन टॉप ऑफ व्हाटएवर यू.
जिस तरह मैंने अपनी रेवेन्यू स्ट्रीम में दिखाया कि हमारे पास डायरेक्ट सेल मॉडल है जहां हम प्रोडक्ट सेल करके जो है हम रेवेन्यू जनरेट कर रहे हैं, हम ड्रॉप शिपिंग से कर रहे हैं. हमारे पास और भी बहुत ज्यादा प्रोडक्ट्स है जहां से हम कर रहे हैं, हम ट्रेनिंग एंड सेशन कर रहे हैं जहां से हम रेवेन्यू जनरेट कर रहे हैं.
ओके. अच्छा जी, आपकी एप्लीकेशन जो है आपने ऐसी सिमिलर एप्लीकेशन और भी हैं, मे बी यू कैन लर्न फ्रॉम देम. नादिया पटेल गांजी हमारे कराची में थी, उनका बहुत बड़ा कई साल बड़ा सक्सेसफुल रहा था सिस्टम. तो उनके साथ इफ यू कैन कोऑर्डिनेट, आई थिंक यू कैन लर्न सम ऑफ द मिस्टेक्स दैट दे डिड, यू कैन अवॉइड. So I think it's a great platform for women to come and market.
Yes, thank you so much. Yes, I'm already in contact with her. I know about she also has startup.
So are you selling it just from your platform or you are also using other platforms?
No, हम अपने प्लेटफॉर्म में पे इसके सॉल्व आउट कर रहे हैं.
So you have to establish your platform at the same time.
Yes, we have our own website और मतलब हम उसी को ही वो कर रहे हैं, उसी पे ही काम कर रहे हैं.
You emphasized a lot on the training that you are giving some of these women, but it was a bit unclear what you were training them for.
ओके, सो मोस्टली जो फीमेल्स होती हैं उनके पास स्किल होता है, वो एक प्रोडक्ट तो बनाती हैं, लेकिन हम जो है जो फीमेल्स है यहाँ पे पाकिस्तान में बहुत ज़्यादा ऐसी फीमेल्स है जो कि बहुत अच्छे प्रोडक्ट्स बनाती हैं, उनके पास स्किल होता है, लेकिन उसकी स्किल में क्या चले.
Who from your team is qualified to train, or do you hire people, or I just want to know how the training is incorporated.
I'm a business student और मैं ट्रेनिंग्स में ही कर रही हूँ. मैं जो है मैंने डिप्लोमास ली है डिजाइनिंग में, और हमारे पास इकरा यूनिवर्सिटी है जो कि पूरी यूनिवर्सिटी हमारे पास ऑन बोर्डेड है. उनके हर साल जितनी भी ग्रेजुएट्स स्टूडेंट्स होते हैं तो उनमें जो टैलेंटेड स्टूडेंट होते हैं, हमारा एक इंटर्नशिप प्रोग्राम है जिनके थ्रू हर साल हमें 10 वहाँ से इंटर्न्स मिलती हैं इकरा नेशनल यूनिवर्सिटी, जो हमारे फीमेल्स को ट्रेन कर रही है. जो हमारे स्किल आर्टिजन है उनके ट्रेनिंग हम जो है मंथली बेस पे या मतलब जो प्रोडक्ट न्यू हम लॉन्च करते हैं तो उससे पहले हम उनको ट्रेन करते हैं.
तो आप मार्केटिंग में ट्रेनिंग करती हैं?
नो, हम प्रोडक्ट डिजाइनिंग में ट्रेनिंग देते हैं उनको.
प्रोडक्ट डिजाइन में ट्रेनिंग.
हाँ.
how big is your team, like other than these interns?
Okay,
It's very
so we have 5 core team members and we have 14 influence जो freelance based हमारे जो project based काम होता है. For example, हम एक new product launch कर रहे हैं तो उनके लिए हमारे पास designer वो हमारे पास full time नहीं है, उनको हम project based hire करते हैं और like जो product खत्म होता है तो फिर हम उनको वो करते हैं. We have 5 core team members.
आपका एनुअल रेवेन्यू आपने बताया था क्या है? और
12 million 2 million हमने मतलब अकॉर्डिंग टू हमारे हमने जनवरी 2019 टू जनवरी 2020 तक हमारा जो रेवेन्यू है वो 20 million है विद अ नेट प्रॉफिट ऑफ 4,80,000 rupees.
20 million is the revenue with only a
2
net
million
profit?
2 million revenue. Yeah, 2 million 20 lakhs.
Okay, and do you see it growing? कुछ आपका प्लान है? 1 साल का, 2 साल का, 5 साल का प्लान कुछ है?
Yes,
how do you expect it to grow?
Yes, हमने अपने लिए टारगेट सेट्स की हैं, टारगेट सेट की हैं कि फॉर एग्जांपल इस मंथ जो है हमने 300 ऑर्डर जनरेट की है तो नेक्स्ट मंथ का हमारा होता है कि एटलीस्ट हम 320 कर दे या 50 कर दे. मतलब हम हमारा इस तरह मंथली बेसिस पे हमारे टारगेट होते हैं और उसको हम अचीव करने की कोशिश करते हैं. और सेकेंडली हम सिटी वाइज भी वो करते हैं कि फॉर एग्जांपल इस मंथ हमने इस सिटी को कवर कर लिया तो नेक्स्ट हम और सिटीज को हम कवर करेंगे.
So you're doing it month by month, not like you don't have a 1 year plan or anything?
Yes, तो हमने वो बनाया है जिस तरह मैंने अपनी फ्यूचर प्लान में बनाया कि लाइक वी वांट टू एक्सपेंड टू इस्लामाबाद, लाहौर एंड कराची. हमने पूरी केपी को कवर कर लिया है. नेक्स्ट क्योंकि हमारे पास नियरेस्ट इस्लामाबाद आता है, वी आर पेशावर बेस्ड, तो हम इस्लामाबाद एंड नेक्स्ट वी विल मूव टू लाहौर और कराची. इसमें जो भी हमें एक्सेसिबल हुआ. We have different manager in different cities currently जो हमारे सेल फोर्स को लीड कर रहे हैं.
Thank you, Nayab, but your time is up.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so the next team, Mobility, can now proceed with its pitch.
Okay. So is my screen visible?
Yes, yes it is.
Okay, can you please restart my timer? Okay, so a morning jog or walk in a park with your family are things that we take for granted. Same was with lost his lower limb.
I don't see a screen. Do you have you shared a screen?
Yeah, I don't either.
Yes, I can't see it anymore.
We can see it now.
Yes, now we can see it. Great.
Can you restart my timer, please?
Sure.
Okay. So a morning jog or walk with your family are things that we take for granted. Same was with Sam till he had an accident in which he lost his lower limb. A potential valedictorian took a gap year, a top-off spinner who could only dream of returning to the field. This is when we first decided to develop lower limb prosthesis and help Sam break his wall of disability. But this wasn't even a scratch on the surface, as there are over 28 million amputees over the globe where the solutions are either too expensive or have limited functionalities. In developing countries, even now, 80 to 90% of differently abled are unemployed as the solutions fail to fully rehabilitate them. So this is where mobility comes in. We provide affordable yet state-of-the-art prosthesis and assistive devices to break the wall of disability. And we did so by developing an energy restoring, which means it restores energy, terrain adaptable, which means it can help the amputee walk in different terrains, dynamic ankle joint bionic prosthesis, which means that we imitate a human foot, and the user can wear any shoe of its choice, and all of this product is at a price as low as $100 US, which keeps our product at a very favorable position in the market, as it is 7 times cheaper and provides great customization and activity support. So this product can be sold to clinics, doctors, hospitals, and organizations using a B2B approach, where clinics and doctors would be sold through distribution channels, and we will be supplying to organizations and hospitals both locally and globally. So This problem has existed ever since, but with the increase in diabetes, it has caused amputation to currently exceed over 3 billion and 150 million in Pakistan, with an annual growth rate of 5%. The chunk that we plan to address is 10% of the local market in 2022 before we go global in 2025. Along with this, we impact the globe by reducing poverty and inequality, by fully rehabilitating the amputees as fully functional members of the society, and promoting good health, well-being, and innovation, which makes a total of 4 of the SDGs being served. So where did this all start from? Well, it started as an academic project, and after years of development, collaboration, we are proud to say that we have broken the wall of disability for over 1,000 patients and generated $150K US revenue. By collaborating with AKC, which is a Sialkot-based company for manufacturing, NUST for research, ICRC for G Foundation, and rehab initiatives for sales. Our 50% of apt use and resources has helped us reach the break-even point in 2019, and we plan to keep on growing and reach a revenue of $1 million before we hit global. So this was all made possible by 3 of our co-founders with a background of engineering, prosthesis, and business, who have been working in this cause for the past 6 years, and 2 product development advisors with an experience of over 30 years and about 10 full-time employees. So our team has helped us get several awards at national and international level, and got us recognized in Forbes, World Health Summit, IEEE, and a lot more. So in short, our ultimate goal was not just to say that disability is the new ability, but to make it happen for all the amputees in this world who just dreamt of being the fully functional members of the society, and it would not be possible by your help and support. Thank you.
So this of course has extreme value for countries like ours. तो ये बताएं कि ये तो बहुत ही टेक्नोलॉजी इंटेंसिव एरिया है, तो आपके पास क्या स्किल सेट है जो कि दूसरे मुल्कों में बहुत ही हाई एंड कंपनीज इस पे काम करती हैं? So what is your competitive edge?
Okay, so what happens is कि हमारे competitors में जो सब फीचर्स हमारे फुट में हैं वो सब अवेलेबल नहीं है, और अगर वो हैं जैसे बहुत बड़ी कंपनीज हैं, तो दैट प्रोडक्ट इज अबाउट $700 of US, और हमारा प्रोडक्ट स्टार्ट होता है एट अ प्राइस ऑफ $100 US. So you see it's 7 times cheaper, and why is because we our manufacturing is in Sialkot. So this helps us achieve manufacturing, and we have tried to play with the materials and create a cost-effective product.
Okay.
You had mentioned that the market size in Pakistan is 1 million, और फिर आपने एक और slide में बताया था कि आपका aspiration is to cater to that entire market.
Yeah.
So that seems a bit ambitious to me, given that there are other players in the market. There are इसी तरह के और भी startups हैं जो prosthesis में काम कर रहे हैं. So walk me through your line of thinking. How did you come up with that? How you plan to capture 100% of that market?
We first planned to capture the 10% of the market. हम लोग चाह रहे हैं कि हम लोग पहले local market में अच्छी तरह we have our name और हम अपना product sell करें, and after that we want to go global. And we believe that our product is one of its kind. Lekin what we lack is that we don't have better positioning in the market. We want in our product to get introduced to big organizations like World Health Organization and a lot more, so that our product has a better positioning in the market.
So Bisma, this is a great area, and as Athiya pointed out, there are several startups that are working in this space. There are also a number of companies in South Asia who are working to provide affordable prosthetics to people within the South Asian region. Can you tell me the users that have tried your product, have you followed up with them and seen whether it has any long-term effects on the people who are using it. Because when you make it cheap and you use material that you feel is more cost effective, sometimes that ends up impacting the quality of the product and thus impacting the user. So have you followed up with any of the users that you have sold this product to?
Okay, so our project is CE and ISO certified, and we are collaborating with ICRC, and they are testing their products and in their labs, and we have reached a K3 level, which is a really good level in prosthesis. So with the testing and ICRC, so they are doing the checking, like the testing.
But I think Jahara has a good point, like going back to the customer and asking their experience, like how they're doing.
So basically we are just providing it to organizations, and we are not directly in contact with the customers, but because we have some doctors on board, so they, with their guidance, we are having a check on these things.
Bisma, you may not have to, but in order to even improve the product that you're creating, it's always good to get feedback of the user. So even if you go through the hospitals or the organizations, it's always a good idea to check with the user so that you can further improve your product. Okay?
Definitely.
Something else that came to mind was that you mentioned Sialkot, and there's a lot of manufacturing that is being done there. Can you look at maybe looking at international companies that are in this space, and then you can actually do their manufacturing for them out of Sialkot? That's another business model that you could possibly look at.
Yeah, definitely. So basically the laborers that we have on board, they were before in sports manufacturing. So they they are helping us a lot in how to create our product, because they have some
Anwar Khaja. I know Anwar Khaja Industries.
So that has helped us a lot in developing a cheap product.
Yeah, and I just noticed your advisors, Dr. Amin Chunai. He's amazing. He helped me with my dad's hip bone surgery, but I don't know how much experience he has with the prosthetic. So
well, he's yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, great. Thank you, Mobility. Judges, are you okay? And they're like, do you need like a 1 to 2 minute break with everything to sort of mull things over, or would you just like to continue?
I'm fine. I think let's just continue. How many more do we have? Two more?
4 more.
Four more. I think a few minutes would be good.
Sure.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then I'll go get my coffee.
Same here.
Couple of minutes break.
Couple of minutes break, please. Thank you.
Zoha, we have. Can you name the ones that we have covered?
Okay, so the ones you've covered are Apris Technologies, Scary Ammi, Nayab's Rogue, and Mobility, who just went.
नायाब क्या था ये?
Nayab's Rogue.
Right, क्योंकि Scary Ammi 2 दफा मेरी लिस्ट में था, तो I'll just.
Nayab is the lady out of Peshawar.
I know. अभी मैंने उसको तो लिख लिया हुआ था, but ये.
And can I have the list from yesterday as well? I just want to check. I'm unsure about one of them.
Okay, I'll just send it in the chat.
Okay, thanks.
No,
Google Sheet it update मैं कर रहा था.
What time are we meeting again? It's 7:54 here.
You can take 2 to 3 minutes.
Let's do it at 8. Let's
Okay,
circle back at 8. But very encouraging to see med device and healthcare focus in Pakistan.
जो ये नायाब वाला था, तो इसका how do you spell it? NAYAB, तो नायाब हो गया.
And then ROGUE, Nayab's Rogue. Wait, I'll just send it in the chat too.
You shouldn't have let Ali go. He could have serenaded us with some more music during this break.
The
So
music
if
was,
you're on mute,
yeah, the music was just so uplifting.
what a find, Sadaf,
Yeah.
I must say. This is amazing.
Yeah, and the fact that we select the right songs also, right? So it all sort of comes together.
Yeah.
It's really nice.
I'm thoroughly enjoying myself. Thank you guys. Thank you for letting me be part of this.
Oh, thank you for being with us. Thank you.
I'm ready.
Yeah, I'm
Me too.
here.
I'm here.
I'm back.
Okay, great. I think everyone's here, so we can start with the next 4 startups. The next 4 teams go up in the order of Home Medics, Techno Knowledge, Alif, and Love for Data, which is Love for Data is the wildcard entry here, who will also be pitching in the end. So the team Home Medics, you can proceed with your pitch.
Thank you, and hello, this is Dr. Saira. I am CEO and founder of Medic Smart Healthcare, which is Pakistan's first virtual hospital. And we envision to bring healthcare at the doorstep of every citizen in Pakistan through technology. If you look at this picture, it seems that there is something wrong with it. But this is actually the way the hospital should be looking like according to the current scientific evidence. Why? Because according to WHO, more than 90% of the diseases can be treated at home. While the healthcare delivery system in Pakistan is very traditional, it's facility centered, where for every little disease, the patient has to go to a facility instead of making it patient centered. The recent COVID wave and the second wave, which is also coming up, has shown the importance of treatment of non-critical patients at home. While we are paying 80% of the expenditure of healthcare from our pocket, what we are getting in result is a fragmented, disconnected, and a broken healthcare delivery system. There's not a single digital platform which provides continuum of care from preventive healthcare services to rehabilitative services. This brings to my solution, which is Medic Smart Healthcare, Pakistan's first virtual hospital, which provides aggregation of all healthcare services into a single touch point. This is patient-centric services delivered digitally, which not only bring healthcare hospital services to home, but also provides continuum of care, where telemedicine is one part of it only for patients to be treated remotely, and it has medically actionable knowledge and electronic medical record, which are HIPAA compliant. So what we are delivering is a complete hospital which comes on wheel to a patient's home. This is the Medic technology platform architecture. And these are some of the glimpses of our app with a very friendly UX and UI. And how do we operate? Our business model is such that we enter into partnership with different health sector provider players. These players are connected to the consumers through our app. And when a consumer places an order on our app, it is then pushed into the operations layer of our app, where through the patient management and administrative services, we use digital payment methods for for making the payment and then fulfillment of the order. Once the order is fulfilled, we get medical data which is generated and stored systematically in our electronic medical record system. But we don't want the technology to be a barrier in accessing healthcare. So we also have a 24/7 customer support hotline, which is manned by doctors who do not only customize the order, but also listen to the patients and give them the advice. So look at the complete range of the services which are being provided through our digital platform. It ranges from simple doctor visit to pharmacy, lab services, to digital, to even imaging services, to complex procedure like ventilator care and home hemodialysis. So it's a complete range from curative, therapeutic, rehabilitative, and promotive healthcare services. And our operations are mainly B2C and B2B. We mainly use subscription model, and then we have managed plan for chronic patients with chronic diseases like cardiovascular diseases. And we also have a subsidized services for corporate social responsibility. The desired results which we want to achieve are not only reversal of the model of the service delivery, but a cost reduction compared to brick and mortar hospitals. We also optimally want to utilize the healthcare workforce, documentation of the economy, which is not being done in health sector right now, and financial inclusion, especially for women. When compared to the other players in the space, they are working on one or more components of the healthcare delivery value chain, while we are the only one who's working on the entire continuum of the service delivery. Healthcare is a big market. It's about 1.1 trillion market, and we are looking towards a market share of about 668 million PKR over a period of 3 years. What have we done so far? We launched this product as a MVP in January this year, and after technology validation and service model finalization and business model refinement, we started implementing this project in 2 cities in Rawalpindi and Islamabad in May, exactly 6 months back. And so far, we have been able to bring hundreds of providers on board and act as a marketplace for them. We have more than 20,000 downloads of our application. We have more than 6,000 customers served at home. We even treated 492 COVID patients at home. And now, after this success in 6 months, we are trying to expand to total of 5 cities, including Karachi, Peshawar, and Multan, through a hub and spoke model of expansion. And we want to now raise about 75 million PKR for technology enhancement for operations and customer acquisition. This is our 5 years business plan. And this is our experience and the dynamic team who is working with me to make this project a success and ensure that we continue with the same pace and make this project a bigger success. I am myself a medical doctor and I have a postgraduate degree in public health and a PhD in health economics. We have the right experts from the right field and we are a total of 15 team members who are fully on board with us for this project. So here is one of the pictures which I want to show to you to see how we can change the way the healthcare is being delivered right now. This is one of our patients who successfully.
Thank you, Sarah, but your time is up.
Thank you so much. So I'll finish with this line, let the hospital come to you. And I'm ready for a question if there are any. Thank you.
Is there a competitor for this? Because there are a number of people working in this space. आपने देखा है कोई competitor कौन है?
Sir, there are a number of people who are working in this space, but the whole healthcare value delivery chain, वो अभी तक कोई नहीं कर रहा. People are working on the segments. For example, there are people who are providing general practitioner services. There are people who are providing medicines. There are people who are providing labs and pharmacy. But ranging from a specialist visit at home to telemedicine to pharmacy, lab, to even complex procedure like hemodialysis, all this continuum of care, because ये सारा कुछ एक line में आता है, वो provide करने वाला अभी तक market में we are the first one.
Basically, your sort of competitive edge is कि आप घर पे सारी ये services deliver करेंगे.
Exactly, at the doorstep at a price which is reduced than the price in a hospital because we have eliminated the brick and the mortar model.
Okay. तो ये कितने अरसे से ऑपरेशनल है और इसमें अभी तक किन किन साइलोस के अंदर सक्सेस अचीव हो चुकी है? अगर आप कह रही हैं कि आपकी सर्विसेज लेट्स से लोग कोई 2 कर रहा है, कोई 3 कर रहा है और आप 8 कर रहे हैं, just throw it out there, उन 8 में से let's talk about some successes and not so successes so far.
Yeah, sir, इसमें ये है कि we are not saying कि मैं 8 या 9 कर रही हूँ. मैं ये कह रही हूँ कि मैं from the first step till the last step which is required for a patient as a continuity of services मैं वो कर रही हूँ. तो उसमें जो है from diagnosis to the point when the patient has recovered, सारे steps cover होते हैं. इसमें कुछ ऐसे पेशेंट्स, यूजुअली पूरा कंटिन्यूम कवर होता है मेजॉरिटी पेशेंट्स में. उसमें से कुछ ऐसे पेशेंट्स भी हैं जो आइसोलेटेड सर्विसेज लेते हैं. फॉर एग्जांपल दे वांट लैब सर्विसेज बिकॉज दे आर क्रॉनिक पेशेंट्स, तो वो भी हमारे पास आते हैं. देन देयर पेशेंट्स हु आर ऑन मेडिकेशन, फॉर एग्जांपल इंसुलिन, तो वो भी हमारे पास आते हैं. सो फार वी हैव बीन सक्सेसफुल इन प्रोवाइडिंग द होल कंटिन्यूम ऑफ सर्विसेज टू अबाउट 80% ऑफ आवर कस्टमर्स. बिकॉज आइसोलेशन में जो है सिर्फ दवाई देना या लैब टेस्ट करवाना डजंट सॉल्व द प्रॉब्लम ऑफ द पेशेंट. अगर द पेशेंट नीड्स समथिंग व्हिच इज अंडर वन रूफ, अंडर वन टच पॉइंट, उसको सारी सर्विसेज मिल जाएं ताकि उसको डिफरेंट एप्स पे ना जाना पड़े. तो इट्स लाइक यू नो,
वक्त तो कम है तो इसलिए थोड़े से और सवाल हो जाएं. आप ये बताएंगी कि लोगों को आपकी सर्विस के बारे में कैसे पता चलता है? How are you getting access to your customers?
Madam, we are mainly using digital media right now to access our customers. So we are using Google, from simple things like SMS to content writing to Google ads to you know, advertisements through social media right now.
देखें, medical services में trust का factor बहुत बड़ा होता है. So how do you handle that?
देखिए, there are two things. एक word of mouth gets a lot of customers for us, and secondly जो इसमें sensitivity of element आता है, regulations का element आता है, जैसे is the provider certified or not certified, is the provider legitimate or legally enabled to provide the services. We ensure that's the entry criteria for the provider who is on our app. So we make sure that we follow all that. We are the only company or medical service provision company who has got insurance from an insurance company for malpractice. Taaki we can protect the customers and our doctors as well. So we are covering the legal aspects, we are covering the regulation aspects, we are covering the service delivery aspects.
So is it like doctors are independently coming to your platform, your hospital, or are they your employees like Kaiser Permanente, if you heard of? They have the whole system. It's not virtual, but it's almost virtual. They have all the services. They can check the patient, give the test and stuff. Is it like that model, or it's like more open, like whoever wants to go and provide services?
Yeah. We develop a pool, right? Based on the qualifications and everything, the minimum criteria which we have cut for a certain specialty, we develop pools of for example, for orthopedics, जैसे भी बात हो रही थी, we have about 20 doctors who can provide services. So हम pool बनाते हैं and independent doctors already working with different hospitals in Rawalpindi and Islamabad. It's like a marketplace for them, and then the patient can get services for those doctors.
Okay,
They're
so
not
it's
employed by us.
So
Right.
I have a question. Suppose you need a specialist who is not in the area. So for example, there's maybe somebody in let's say Pindi who needs a specialist, a special whatever, but specialist is only available in Karachi or is not available in your pool. Would you be able to then find them the specialist that they need?
Ma'am, for that, because physically the patient will not be able to, or the doctor will not be able to go there. For that, we have telemedicine services available as well, where we can arrange a teleconsultation with that specialist. As I said, we are covering the whole continuum, so उसमें telemedicine भी आ जाती है.
But would you go outside your pool as well?
Yes, we do. We do. We facilitate the patients.
So my question is more, health is a provincial matter. And sooner or later कोई regulatory मामलात में Ministry of Health बीच में आ जाती है. So
Yes,
are
sir.
you in touch? Have you kind of run it past the provincial health authorities?
Sir, as you rightly said, health is devolved matter. Punjab में जैसे healthcare commission है. So we ensure that when we go to Lahore, we follow all the regulations of Punjab Healthcare Commission. Federal level पे they have developed a healthcare commission, and we're already in touch with DHO. And we are, as a part of the Sehat Sahulat program, providing services on voluntary basis for a capitation model. So we're already working with the government, and we are trying to develop a public-private partnership model for the insurance program as well.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Home Medics. The team Techno Knowledge can proceed next.
Sorry, let me, stop sharing my screen.
Hello, everyone. Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Right. So can I start?
Yes, you can start.
Hello, everyone. This is Romana from Techno Knowledge. I am the founder of Techno Knowledge. We believe in creating technology producers. So for some reason, okay. So this is Zuha. She started learning about her several apps which enhanced her critical thinking and analytical skills. Now she is 11 and can code, develop apps and websites. Since she has joined the school, she hardly learned anything about IT or the development in her IT lessons. And the reason is that elite school failed to provide any design CS curriculum. This is not only the problem with Zuha school, this is the problem with all of the schools here in Pakistan. In Pakistan, the national ICT curriculum was last revised in 2009 and is completely focused on consumer side of technology and lacking in developing ICT skill set at early age. So we come up with a solution. At Techno Knowledge, we believe that technology is the new baseline of literacy. So we came up with an ICT curriculum for grade 1 till grade 8, which is based on the creative technologies and can help the students to learn about the problem solving, algorithm designing, computer coding, robotics, and critical thinking. So our curriculum is basically focused on the creator side of the technology and it can help the students to learn about the ICT skill sets at early age. We got huge competition in this market, but our competitors are only offering certain boot camps. They are not offering any complete curriculum for primary and secondary level. Our curriculum is available on the LMS, which is in the digitized format. And this curriculum is basically in incremental model. It is updating with every new technology. We are offering these products. The first product is curriculum for early ages for primary and secondary level, which is in digitized format and is available on our learning management system. Then we offer 40 hours extensive training for the teachers in the school, and we also help them to set up their own labs. We are offering online boot camps. Currently, the other product which is in pipeline, that is the Makers Lab, where students can come and can have the hands-on experience on the coding, robotics, and IoTs. Our business model is focused on B2B, where we are offering ICT curriculum to schools. The other is B2C, where we are offering online boot camps and paid subscription-based access to our learning management system. We are very clear about our pricing model. Currently, we are only targeting 5% of the total private schools in Pakistan and the primary and secondary level. If we are charging them at 50 rupees per student per month, we can create a good revenue. We are offering online boot camps at a rate of 3,500 PKR per student, and we can generate a good amount with that. Same with the Makers Lab. This is our team. I myself is a CS graduate. I am basically from academia, but I have industry experience. My co-founder, she is also CS graduate and she got industry experience. The only male in our team is Mohsin, who is our creative director. So we got a young, enthusiastic team. We are working together for last one whole year. We also believe in women empowerment, and we are offering free trainings for stay-at-home CS graduates. Again, this is the competitors. There are so many competitors in the market, but they are only offering the boot camps. The traction so far is we have trained around 400 plus kids, and we are offering online boot camps to them. And then we have 2 schools on board. They have implemented our curriculum since March, and they are running it successfully. We are in negotiation with some teams. Right. So these are the milestones. We really want to become a standard coding company in Pakistan, where people can trust and send their kids to learn about the creative technologies. So basically, we are looking for some help for marketing and client outreach, coding and robotics Makers Lab. And some of our clients, they want our books to be published. They don't want the digitized content. So we want to publish our curriculum as well. We are just doing online social media marketing, or we are going and meeting the schools in person. And that's how we are reaching the clients. Thank you so much. Any questions, please?
अभी बताएंगे अभी तक करंट
Sorry, there was distortion.
करंट स्टेटस क्या है अभी तक आपने क्या किया है
We have developed a complete curriculum for grade 1 till grade 8, which is in digitized format, and that is available on our LMS. We have offered.
This has been reviewed by somebody. आपने खुद बनाया किसी के साथ रिव्यू किया क्या?
Yes, we have a complete board where we have some PhDs, some people from the academia, some from the schools, some are even 2 people, they are working with MIT Scratch, they are working with them. So they have reviewed our curriculum. This curriculum is based on the applications like Scratch, App Inventor, Mobilize, Wix, and all of these applications are being used internationally.
Okay.
So I think these types of programs are already available in Pakistan. I know a few myself.
Yes, they are. they are just offering the boot camps. They are just offering like 15 days or 30 days trainings. They are not offering the complete package for early years to schools. So we got the complete curriculum for class 1 till class 8 full year plan. We have designed the full year plan. We have the lectures, assessment, assignments, which is available in digitized format.
And so I'm still not clear. This is like, will be a replacement or something in addition to what they're studying?
Currently, the curriculum is, still they are just learning about the basics of computers. They are learning about the Word, MS Office, and that's it. They are learning mostly the theoretical part. They are not learning the practical part of computer sciences. So our curriculum is based.
Can you tell us which schools you are aiming at? Which are the kind of schools you're talking about?
We are basically focusing on the private sectors. Initially, we work with the KP-ITB, where they have implemented our curriculum in their KP government schools. And we worked as a pilot project with that, and they implemented the whole curriculum in some of their public schools. After that, we got the inspiration and we made the full year plans from grade 1 till grade 8 for private schools, because in public schools it's really hard to to follow all of the approvals and all. It's really hard to go through them. So we are currently, for the first 2 years, we are just targeting the private schools, the first year and second tier schools. Now we are in negotiation with two. One is Dil Foundation and other is TCF, and they are third-tier schools. They are asking for the Urdu translation of the content. So basically, we are targeting only the private schools.
Okay, so like Dil and TCF, they are also non-profit. So you're also targeting.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
And
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, great. Now the next team, Alif, can proceed with its pitch, and you can start by sharing your screen.
Hi, just give me a second.
Sure.
Okay, before I start, there are approximately 200 something people in my circle who are watching me. So I just want to give them a message. If I got here, so can you. So yeah, just let me know when my time starts.
Yes, you can start.
Okay.
I can't see your screen.
Oh, wait. Just give me a second. Just give me a second. My presentation is not on the screen. Don't start my time yet, else it would be cheating.
Okay.
Can you see my screen now?
No.
Not yet.
Just a sec.
Yes, we can
Yes,
see it.
we can see it now.
Okay, great. How many of you remember going to school and designing a theme park? How many of you learned design concepts and learned mathematics and also explored certain concepts of history while you were in school? I'm sure many of you didn't do so. Let me walk you through a small story. Meet Beena. Beena is a Pakistani teacher. More than 76% of teachers in Pakistan are females. But Beena has a problem. Although Beena is a graduate, she found herself a job in a decent private school. But when she started teaching, she started feeling that teaching is a tacky job, it's unrewarding, and conceptual understanding is a myth. But if one single objective of any school is learning, then schools have a lot of learning to do. This brings me to my problem statement. What exactly we're trying to do is, we are trying to bridge the gap in access, understanding, and application of 21st century approaches to learning and teaching. What are the 3 problems that we have categorized at this point in time? We're working with, we're trying to focus on over 1 million teachers in Pakistan who do not have access to adequate teacher training. We're also trying to bridge the gap between and an understanding of lack of concept-driven education in more than 50% private schools of Pakistan. Last but not the least, we're also trying to work on interdisciplinary learning because there is no concept of interdisciplinary learning in schools in Pakistan. So how it's going to help Beena and people like Beena out when teachers like Beena who have degrees but who do not have an understanding, nor do they value how concept-driven frameworks work, they end up teaching children, say 25 children. When those children would come to workforce, they end up being a workforce which is heavy on the economy as a whole. So what is the solution we're proposing? My name is Aruj Khalik. I'm basically from Faisalabad. I am an educationist. I'm a certified IB educationist. I'm rather Pakistan's youngest certified IB educationist for interdisciplinary learning. I have an experience of approximately 7+ years of working in academia as a whole in different leadership roles. And Alif is my labor of love. How I formulated Alif and what Alif does is it's an innovation firm driving schools and learners towards 21st century approaches to teaching and learning. How do we do it? We propose 3 solutions. We give access to concept-driven framework to more than 1 lakh schools and teachers. Although this is a very ambitious number, but this is the eventual goal, right? We also work on strategic solutions for approximately 50,000 B-stream schools like, no offense to FGS schools who are in, ghali mohallon wale schools, all of that stuff. And also we're trying to bring innovation to Pakistan by making digitally available concept-driven modules as well as interdisciplinary modules. What is the market that we're trying to target? We have approximately 2 lakh schools in Pakistan who are private schools and who do not have, most of them do not have any specified faculty framework for training and implementation of the curricula. 1.4 million teachers are there. Then approximately there are 24 IB schools in Pakistan. For IB, it is mandatory to teach interdisciplinary learning, but unfortunately there is no training available, right? Then if we talk about it in global horizons, we have 5,284 IB schools in 158 countries that we plan to target in later years. We would be actually impacting by creating leadership opportunities for teachers in various roles. We'd be giving access to concept-driven education because of technology. And yeah, we'll be bringing interdisciplinary learning to Pakistan and making it available to people who are going to schools for 2,000 rupees or 3,000 rupees fee per month. What have we done so far? I'll just give you a brief overview. So far, we launched formally in July 2020. So far, we have worked. We are offering 2 types of programs. One is the programs that we're offering for schools, which is we work with different schools on building their capacity. We go there and we try to teach their teachers, train their teachers. We sometimes even do this trainings online, right? Because of COVID, we did most of the trainings online, right? We have these subscription models to which they subscribe. We have so far approximately 6. We are working with 6 schools since July 2020. Now, for students through Skill School, which is again a byproduct, which is again a product of Alif, we're offering skill-based modules which are driven on certain conceptual strands, right? So through that, we have approximately 407 teacher partners from all over Pakistan who have registered with us. Out of those teacher partners in the last 4 months, 11 teacher partners have earned quite a handsome revenue, which is already on the screen. And then we have collaborations going on with different international institutes that we're planning to work with. Right now, we have only one international institute in Netherlands for whom we are actually working on an interdisciplinary framework. In addition to that, we do some SDG-based activities as well out of, again, passion and love. Like we do awareness sessions, Name Ask Videke, we do Call for Awesomeness program where we get teachers placed in different institutes. We are a TED Circle host. We do reading rooms and stuff like that. What are exactly our revenue streams? For revenue, we have this relatively flexible model. We are still developing and expanding on it. We give subscriptions to school on monthly basis. Out of these subscriptions, so far we have earned only 19,000 rupees. But again, it varies from case to case, right? We are trying to standardize it in the longer haul of life, but we cannot really think of a mechanism at this point in time. We do one-day workshops as well, and then we do these skill modules, which range between 500 rupees to 10,000 rupees, depending on what kind of content we are teaching. What is our competitive strategy? If I talk about institutes in Pakistan who are offering interdisciplinary learning, there is none. There's not a single institute in Pakistan who are actually helping schools and teachers develop framework which are interdisciplinary. I have personally first-hand experienced it because I was Pakistan's first.
Thank you, but your time is out.
Okay.
Judges, you can now proceed.
ये बताएं कि आपकी ये बैरियर टू एंट्री क्या है? ऑब्वियसली आई मीन आई वुड इमेजिन कि आपके अलावा भी कोई होगा पाकिस्तान में जो ये काम जानता होगा, ऐसा नहीं है?
Barrier to entry, as in
बैरियर टू एंट्री, भाई आप ये काम कर रही हैं, कोई दूसरा आदमी देख कर कहता है ये तो मैं भी कर सकता हूँ. What's stopping them from doing it?
Because there is a risk factor, and there is again there's not receptivity, and also teachers are not trained for it. You can't expect a geography teacher to go and develop an interdisciplinary curriculum out of the blue. So you have to give them adequate training. For that, it's needed that we train teachers accordingly, and we build this capacity in schools so that teachers can work around concept-based framework.
Okay, you say we, but you've only introduced yourself.
Yeah, I have a team of, I have a board of advisors with me who are formally on a part of, working as a part of our team. My slides have disappeared for some reason. Let me
just want to emphasize on one thing. Board of advisors are very important.
Yeah, I have advisors. I have 5 advisors working with me. 3 of them are a PhD. One of them is a PhD from University of Warwick. The other one is a PhD from University of...
In addition to the advisors, do you have anyone helping you execute the...
Yes, I have a complete team. I have a marketing, because I'm not a business woman by birth, right? Nobody in my family has been into business. I'm the first one. So I have a marketing advisor. I have someone who looks into technology aspect, although I myself am a computer science as well as English graduate, and I'm pursuing education, leadership, and management. Also, similarly, we have different wings developed. We have a team that looks into logistics, and there's a team that looks into the conceptual framework, which is the team of advisor. All of them are PhDs in education from foreign universities. They generally advise on engagements that we are having with schools, and they also review the frameworks.
So why were they not mentioned in your presentation? Sorry,
I ran out of time.
I see. Okay.
No, that's just one more question. You said you've only made 19,000 rupees. How long have you been in operation?
We have been on operation for 3 months. And when we launched a few courses for free, right? And then once we gained that kind of audience, we worked with a few schools in Faisalabad, and then we decided to pitch it to them that we would be charging for it. And now we are charging from schools as well, and we're also running modules through our skill school, which are paid modules. And through that, we have earned approximately 1 million rupees in the last 3 months. Not 1 million, I'm sorry, 0.1 million rupees. Money matters.
It's a good concept.
We'll be taking it to big picture learning in the future. We want to establish Pakistan's first big picture learning institute in maybe 5 years down the lane when I'm done with my PhD. I'm also doing it in education and with a focus on interdisciplinary learning. So I believe that every child should have this opportunity to have an access to concept-driven framework, whether that child is of a periwala or whether that child goes to a fancy Ivy school paying 55,000 rupees per month.
My issue is that I see a lack of focus, right? It's a great concept, but I see you all over the place. I don't feel that you have developed a niche yet, though maybe I'm mistaken, and help me correct that misconception.
Our niche is we want to build frameworks which are concept driven. Now, interdisciplinary learning is a sub-concept, right? We want to focus on the six C's which are needed in 21st century learners: communication, collaboration, connectivity. All of that is actually a byproduct of learning concepts. Content is important, but unfortunately in schools, most of the schools in Pakistan are focused on content. They're focused on assessment. They're focused on outcomes. They do not nurture the concepts. So we are trying to help B-stream schools in Pakistan to nurture a conceptual understanding of the children by building those frameworks or integrating that kind of knowledge. We are not focusing on A-stream schools because most of the A-stream schools have that kind of curriculum, right? We have started off with B-stream schools. For the interdisciplinary modules, we are only focusing on IB schools for now. But yeah, we will be expanding it. We'll be taking it to international horizon. Like I told you that I myself am an IB educator. I'm part of the IB's educator network. So I plan to pitch it to IB that maybe we can be followed.
Thank you, but your time is up. The next team, Love for Data, which is also a wildcard entry, will be pitching now. So you can proceed with sharing your screen.
Okay, so is my screen visible?
Yes, yes, it is.
Okay, so before you start my time, I just want to give a general disclaimer. My CTO, Myra Atta, was supposed to give the presentation here, but I'm here in her replacement for this presentation, as she is busy in some client engagement. So shall I start?
Yes, you can go.
Okay, so thank you so much for having me. My name is Sana Husnaini, and I am product owner of Compliance Scholar, as well as business analyst for technology and innovation division at Love for Data. So by now, I'm sure you must all have guessed what kind of a domain we are trying to address with this particular product named Compliance Scholar. So generally, when we see the compliance and regulations landscape in Pakistan, we do not see much of women inclusion in the sense that they are not much involved in the workforce and the economic activities of financial institutions and banking sectors, mainly because such kind of jobs require very rigorous education and very rigorous training and a very high amount of what you can say investment in terms of time and money. And a lot of women do not tend to pursue higher education in finance and such training so that they can pursue such kind of leadership roles or even get their jobs in such landscapes. So even if you do not go into the statistics and the numbers, we already know that the women inclusion in such kind of industry does not give us very favorable numbers. And that's how and that's where we try to place this product to answer these kind of problems. When we see two top three challenges in 2020 for diversity, inclusion, and compliance and regulations, we see lack of technological literacy. Only 25% of women, so there is a term called technophobia, which generally attacks women because women are not exposed to that kind of technology as men are, and they are also very much not sure about how to use the technology, as they are not very well educated about it. The other thing that stops them from being able to pursue education and finance and having actively participating in banking and finance sectors is because of social cultural norms. We do not see a lot of females in Pakistan getting that kind of education that would enable them to get these kind of jobs, and we can only see like 5 to 10% women in compliance sector. Also, there's a steeper learning curve for such kind of jobs because it requires rigorous training and a lot of training on job as well as prior education to it. So these challenges altogether, uh, uh, contributes to a very imbalanced gender equation in compliance and regulations. So how does Compliance Scholar addresses this challenge is through a product that you can call a Google engine for compliance and scholars. What this product does is makes the information and knowledge regarding compliance and regulations accessible to you easily and within seconds. What you can do is if you have any question regarding compliance regulations, then you can just type your query in Urdu or in any local languages that you're very familiar and comfortable with, and you can get the answers right there and then. For instance, if I am a compliance officer and I want to know that what are the provisions regarding foreign remittances by State Bank of Pakistan, I would not need to go through stack of documents and interpret those documents to get my answers. I just need to type the query and I'll get my answer then and there. Okay, so our solution is based on these four pillars. We have reduced training cost. As I said, that for anyone to be a part of compliance and regulations landscape, there is a lot of training required. With this solution that we have hosted on cloud, and we have made it accessible via internet anywhere, at any time, you can just type in queries and you can see you can get your answers then and there. There is a reduced time specified training, as well as you can learn from home. And we have seen a surge in online certifications during this pandemic. And since it's an internet available product. You can just use it anywhere and get yourself trained through recommendations and a lot of queries that you can ask. For now, we have covered the landscape of the local and global FIs for all the data, and we are working towards voice recognition so that we can enable more and more people to easily access this product. We have a total coverage of 100 plus regulators, and we have market potential for 376 SCP regulated entities and 106 SCB regulated entities. These are the founding members, Tajamul, Nawan, Khalid, and Myra, who are the executive team of LFD. We are available in
Thank you, but your time is up.
Can you go back to the team screen, please?
ये आपकी ये जो product है, this is still in the design phase, right? It hasn't really been rolled out as such.
No, it has been rolled out. So we have a lot of fintech solutions placed in the market for different banks who are our clients as well. So we have given out this product with a coverage of local FIs to all the clients that we have on board for validation check and to validate the knowledge retrieval that this product is offering.
So help me understand this. Love for data is now well established, right? You've got you've had recent successes. Is this a new startup that you are leading, or is it just another product that you're bringing to the market?
It's a project.
Oh, it's a project. As you rightly said, LFD is a well-established startup for now. But this project is in very initial phases because we are trying to tap the markets of US and Middle East because we have seen a demand there, and it's in very initial stage. Because you can see this as a project that is in a very initial stage.
So I assume we are not judging love for data, we're judging compliance scholar, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Judges, are you done?
I think so.
Okay. Okay, so judges, you can use the other WhatsApp link that has been sent to you.
So are we dialing out of here?
Yes, it's time for the judges' deliberation.
Okay,
so you can
so
join
we'll
the
dial
new
out.
link.
We'll see you in the new room.
Okay. Thank you to everyone who was here and presented, and we shall now go deliberate.
Judges, you can leave this link and join the new Zoom link for the deliberations. Mr. Humayun, you can join the new link for the deliberations.
Okay.
Okay, so since the suspense persists and the judges just went for the deliberations, we can have a few very special keynote speakers. So first of all, I'd like to call upon Mr. Asif Jafri, the founding member of Momentum Technology, to please come up and say a few words.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
All right, this is great, guys. Congratulations to the entire team of She Loves Tech and Sadaf for continuing this for last many years. I think with respect to Circle, particularly we met Sadaf in 2017 when we hosted our first conference. So before we have a deep dive into that, I would like to share a profile about myself. My name is Asif Jafri. I was a founder and CEO of eOcean Private Limited, which is one of the largest messaging and voice aggregator in the country. We have recently become partner of WhatsApp and Google in Pakistan. So we are the only Pakistani company that has reached to that level. To our credit and to share what we do, basically, whenever you get a transaction alert from your bank to your mobile, so that's coming from our company. And whenever you're riding a Kareem ride and you dial anonymous calling to your driver, so that's Kareem is using our service. And recently what we have done, we have supported government of Pakistan to fight against the COVID. Whenever you call someone, you get a message about the COVID. It was my idea, it was my brainchild, and I implemented this with Digital Pakistan team, with all telecom operators in Pakistan with the help of PTA. Sorry, I'm sure कि आप लोग बहुत जब भी कॉल करते होंगे कोई मैसेज सुनते होंगे और बोलते होंगे आंटी या अंकल बोलते रहते हैं. But I think that was very important, and that has played a very key role in informing, about 120 million people heard that message. So you can well imagine that a simple idea can bring a big change in our country. So, I was also given a scholarship in Silicon Valley in 2015 on an idea that I developed in Pakistan about anti-mobile theft. So when I visited Silicon Valley and I came back, I saw that, great things were happening in Pakistan, in the startup ecosystem, but they were happening in silo. So when I came back, so I thought that it would be a great idea to bring all the stakeholders, and not only from Karachi, but from all over Pakistan to Karachi, and have an ecosystem where telecom companies, financial institutions, startups, investors, and global tech companies like Google, WhatsApp, Google, Facebook, Microsoft, Amazon, IBMs of the world, they should come together and help startups. So I'm very happy to share with you that all the winning startups here of She Loves Tech, we can also provide you about $5,000 AWS credit for all the winners. And being a Pakistani WhatsApp partner, we will also give you 50% discount on our WhatsApp offerings. So this is great, that you guys are doing, and I'm so happy to see the quality of startups, coming here presenting, and the confidence that they're having and the vision that they're having to go global. I mean, this was not there, about 3-4 years back. I used to, go and, visit few institutions, not naming them. The students used to prepare pitches for the campus product only, not even to talk about city or nationwide expansion, but to focus on the campus only, which is a right way to start, but you have to have a global vision about your product. And you need to, because if you're not doing that, you're not solving big enough problem. So this is very important to have a global vision. And I'm glad that, a lot of startups, a lot of, female entrepreneurs, especially, are looking at that angle and trying to, deliver a global solution. So very happy to, know that. So now I'm also working on a new platform called Kispe, which basically the concept of Kispe is to enable all Pakistanis to have a smartphone. We have about 165 million mobile subscribers in Pakistan. However, only 65 to 70 million have smartphones. About 100 million people do not have smartphones. So, you can well imagine that talk about female, the number would be even lesser. So to cater female audience in Pakistan, we are trying to launch a 3-minute, a product with which any working woman, working mom can get a smartphone finance, Sharia compliant smartphone within 3 minutes. We don't want to verify their, income statement or, salary slip and whatnot. We want to develop a trust based on Islamic financing. And any working mom will be able to avail a smartphone on installment within 5 minutes. So, very happy and very excited to launch that, especially to all the women working at the bottom of the pyramid, because, their income is not documented. Talk about your maids, talk about, women working in the agriculture space, and many, female workers, working in factories and all. They do not have bank statements. They do not have any income to prove, and therefore no regulated financial institution is ready to give finance to them. So we are trying to bring them in the financial and digital inclusion by, lending them a smartphone, which is basically kind of a gateway for them, for the entire knowledge world out there. Because as Miss Tanya Nishtar said, that 50% of our population are female, and if we are not enabling them, we are just trying to play with the potential of this country. So it is very, very important to enable and educate, women of our country, because these are currently mother or going to be mothers. If mothers are not educated or do not have access to financial, and they have insecurities, so our future is at risk, in my personal point of view. So very happy to be part of this She Loves Tech that you guys are doing. Very happy to see all the pictures here. Very happy to see that She Loves Tech team, especially Sadaf, the ways consistently she has been delivering on this platform. And I'm also very glad to see that HBLs of the world, Jazz of the world, and Unilevers of the world are coming together and participating and taking real part in the action. So it's just not just the word, but the real contribution out there, because the judges that I'm seeing here are very senior members. And to all the startups, you are very lucky to have access to these people with this platform, She Loves Tech. When I built my company, I did not know anyone. There was nobody to help me. There was nobody to support me. So you are very, very lucky to have this platform available for you guys, and wish you all the best of luck to all the winners. And I'm sure the winners from this platform are going to be traveling international, and you guys will have an experience of your lifetime. Don't try to be too serious about it. Take it easy. It's going to be fun 5 years down the road. If you enjoy this part too, you will look back and you will have good memories. So thank you very much from my side, and wish you all the best of luck. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Asif. That was very motivating. Thank you for that. Now I'd like to call upon Ms. Khatija Gardezi, also a student from TechCoro from the batch of 2019. Khatija, please come up and present a few words.
Okay, hello everyone. I'm actually batch from 2020.
Oh, you're 2020, okay.
Yeah. Okay, hello everyone. This is Khatija Gardezi from Multan, and our rising junior from the Government University Multan. I'm currently learning about coding at TechCoro, and there's now I am at the last month of the TechCoro, and we have a very, very amazing journey with TechCoro. We have a coding skills, programming skills, alongside with the communication skills, life skills, and yeah, they अगर मैं बात करूं टेक्करो की, तो टेक्करो इज अ कंप्लीट पैकेज. लाइक आपको वहां पे कोडिंग भी मिलेगी, आपको वहां पे कम्युनिकेशन भी काम होगा, आपको हायरिंग एचआर जो होते हैं उनसे कांटेक्ट कैसे करना है, अगर वो आपसे कांटेक्ट करें तो आपको किस तरह रीच आउट करना है. तो ये सब कुछ हमने टेक्करो में ही रहते 8 मंथ्स के अंदर सीखा. और आई एम सो हैप्पी कि मैंने विद इन 6 मंथ और 7th मंथ आई गेस कि मैंने अप्लाई किया. हमारा मेंटोर मीटअप होता रहा, तो मेरे मेंटोर ने मुझे एक इंटर्नशिप के बारे में बताया जो कि यूके बेस्ड थी. तो मैंने अप्लाई की एंड आई एम सो ग्लैड, लकीली आई एम टॉप 25 इंटर्न्स एंड मैं उनके साथ लर्न कर रही हूँ, वेब डेवलपर इंटर्न हूँ वहाँ पे, 6 मंथ इंटर्नशिप। और मैं बहुत खुश हूँ कि हमारी जो मेहनत है, हमारे इंस्ट्रक्टर्स की जो मेहनत है वो रंग ला रही है। And yeah, I really want to congratulate every person here. And yeah, you guys made so far to here, and really love to hear your pitches seriously. And um, um, I'm so happy to be a part of Tech Crore Circle.
Thank you so much, Khadija. That was very inspiring. Thank you for saying all of that. I hope all the participants took note of that, and they're also, I mean, they're all very sort of suspenseful for the results. But I just want to say one thing, that no matter what the results are for today, all of you have really innovative ideas, and all of you deserve the best. So the results don't really matter as much.
So, I would like to say, if the person is not there and they're waiting for the results, so it's in your startup journey you'll face many ups and downs, and that's okay. It's part of the process. So this, if you are not a winner today, that doesn't mean that you should stop your startup and go back to normal life. I think you should have a vision of what you're doing. And I think the pitches that I've heard, all of the pitches were very unique in their nature. So you should pursue that, path, because if you are not doing it, who you're leaving it for? Allah has given you that vision. Allah has given you that mindset to think about that problem and develop a solution around it. And if you're not doing it, you're not doing justice. You're not, trusting the God's ability to judge you and give you the responsibility to deliver that. It's very important for you to, and if your reason to start your startup, your why is not right, is just for you, maybe if it is, you want to be famous, somebody tells me that, I want to start a startup because I cannot work under anyone. And I tell them that, start a startup and you'll find out that how many people you'll be working under. So even you'll be, respecting your PN in your office, because as a startup CEO, as a startup founder, you need to make sure everyone is working from PN to, your co-founder, everyone. And if the PN is not there for a day, so, you have to do a lot of things by yourself. So that thought alone, that, I cannot work under anyone, welcome to the startup world. You'll be, that thought needs to be changed. So your startup why needs to be very, very strong. And if your why is not strong, you'll get a punch in your face when you go and launch a product. Consumer will be very blunt. People will not be making you payment on time. So if your why is not strong, you will give up, and you'll give up easily. But if your why is strong and you truly believe in that problem to be solved by your team, your why should be always telling you that, don't give up, because it's very easy. And if you know that 90% of the startup fail and still you believe that will be successful, so you're basically not good at maths. 90% are failure. It's very simple math. So and the people and the startups that get successful are the ones who are very persistent, who have seen, all good and bad times. I don't know any startup, I don't know any company, be big or small, that have not gone through, bad times, very difficult times. In fact, COVID, we're just observing that I know a lot of companies that have gone bankrupt here in Pakistan, and a lot of companies in US and, many parts of the world too. So, and I know companies whose foundations were very strong, and their employees knew the mission of their organization. They stayed with the company. Some of those employees, reduce employee salaries by 50%. And I know employees, even in those organizations, are very happy. And they're saying, okay, this is a tough time, we are standing with you. But it only happens if your reason of a startup, or the why of your startup, is very, very strong. If you, as I said earlier, if the reason is not strong, you'll face some challenges and then you'll give up. So again, I thought that there's a space to speak here to all of you. I'm sure all of you must be very conscious, maybe, finger crossed, looking for the announcement. But I think it doesn't matter. And I tell you, write my words down. It doesn't matter. Only this thing should not depress you if you're not a winner. That doesn't matter. You are brave. You are here. I'm very proud of you, all of you, that you guys are thinking at this scale. You guys are delivering. You guys are, guys have developed. It's just not a presentation that I've seen, a few pitches that I've seen. It's a real product. There's a real need out there. Continue on that mission. And I tell you that even if you're not a winner, that may be a very, compelling story of your journey, that you say, I was once, I was rejected, and see where I am today. So, and many companies, many successful companies, like, you must have heard Airbnb CEO story. I think he was rejected by almost everyone. The idea was not good. Who will, offer his or her home to a stranger? But see, $1 billion idea, $1 billion company valuation have, proven everybody wrong. So winning is just, and winning doesn't mean that you'll be successful. By the way, that's also true. So winning a competition does not mean that you'll be successful. It's a real hard work out there. Winning should elevate your motivation level, elevate your team morale. But at the same time, you have to continue, hard work every day. Every day, it's a continuous process, just like a plant, right? Every day it works. Every day it completes its process of growth. Similar is a case of a startup. Every day you guys have to work. So just a piece of advice, don't be disheartened if you're not among the winners. That's okay. I've I've built eOcean Private Limited, which is the largest messaging and voice aggregator in the country, and I built other startup, and I lost many times. But every time I was part of any process, I learned a lot, and those learnings are still with me. And every time I was part of any competition, the mentors there, the network was there, they helped me navigate in my journey one way or the other. So I'm sure this must be the case for you guys too. So don't be disheartened at all, and wishing you guys all the very best. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Asif. This was very, very motivating. Also, when the part where you said that don't give up. वो कहते हैं ना entrepreneur को अपनी खाल मगरमच्छ की तरह मोटी करनी पड़ती है, because as you said, you'll get the worst of the worst feedback from your customer, and customer is always right. Number one. Number two, where you said persistence and consistency. मतलब ये तो इतनी जरूरी है. So if you have a personality which is persistent and consistent, it really helps. जैसे हम कहते हैं ना कि एक A-star student is not necessarily a good teacher, because usually you see कि जो बिल्कुल low बच्चे who are इतना नहीं achieve कर पाते, they're better teachers because they learn from their failures. And I absolutely agree that one failure makes you realize, okay, maybe this was less in my product, or maybe I should improve. So myself and Romana, we're two partners at Techno-Knowledge, and we absolutely agree that failure takes you, go 2 steps back, and then you reanalyze and you say, "Acha ji, aise nahi, aise karna hai." So thank you so much for.
So there is no failure, actually. There is no failure, right? It's either success or learning. That's the only
Definitely.
That's the only way to look at it. And I can tell you that what I would tell you that enjoy these moments. Don't be tense. Winning, not winning, you guys are already a winner. Each one of you is a winner. And you guys have made wonderful friends here. You guys part of an excellent network. Even if you stop working on your startup, the next idea that you may build, next company that you may make, the entire network and the knowledge that you have gained from this experience will continue to be with you. In fact, maybe I'm telling you from the statistics that I've been part of a startup ecosystem in Pakistan and outside as well. Very few companies actually get successful. Like I said, 90% of the startups get failed. So it's okay to be failed, right? Don't take it to your heart. So that means you thought that an idea out there and you have a right solution to it. but consumers have a different opinion about your service altogether. They just don't believe it. I mean, let me give you an example of Kareem. Kareem is a company that I've been associated with from the day one that they're operating in Pakistan. Their founder is Mudassir Sheikha, and the country GM Junaid Iqbal, very good friend. I've seen their growth, amazing growth, amazing company, amazing culture, and we've been their partner, communication partner. So everything was good. But if you notice, they also launched delivery services during COVID time. How many of you have used their, ride-hailing service? Probably all of you must have, or maybe 60, 70, 80% of. But if I ask you that, how many of you actually use Kareem for, grocery delivery? I don't know if many hands will go up. In fact, I did not do that because I think someone said Aruj Khalik said that she did that. But being a tech savvy person, being in part of a startup ecosystem, I was not very clear. Okay, how would the Kareem app would be used for grocery? I was kind of confused, and in fact never use it. So you see that companies like having 10 millions of customers in Pakistan, but I'm not very sure if the same company has been very, very successful in grocery delivery. And despite the fact that they have great funding and they have great execution team, they have apps in 10 million plus users, but still. So, at the end of the day, it's a consumer that decides what is successful and what is not. And you should be able to listen to consumer feedback all the time. When you are in your journey in product development and improvement. So wo kehte hain ki my brother just came back from Stanford, and he was part of, hello, yeah. So he said that part of his learning there, they said that fall in love with the problem, not with the solution that you have designed. Because what you think is that this is a solution that's the best fit for the market and no one else can make better than me. So that's a product phobia that we a lot of startups, a lot of founders, CEOs fall in that trap, I would say. So try to focus on the problem, and maybe if a customer feedback is there, is asking you to change something, and if that's a feedback that you're consistently getting from many of your customers, you should be willing and ready to change your processes. And the best way to do it is to break down your entire process where the customer started engaging with you from the time the customer makes payment to you. In between, everything comes in, right? From the time the consumer starts engaging with you, from social media, from SMS, from what and what not, from call centers, and from the time the customer makes a payment. In between, there's a process. Try to divide process, in each part and see which part is the most struggling part, and try to, work on that. That's what we call capture the entire, user journey. And
I definitely agree with that, Mr. Asif. Sorry to cut you off, but we have this entertainment part that we'd like to go with first. We have a singer called...
Doing entertainment, but nevertheless.
Okay, we have a singer called Farhan who plays the Game of Thrones theme song really well.
Oh,
so
wow.
I'd like to invite you, Farhan, to please start with your performance.
All right, guys, best of luck. Inshallah, looking forward to see you guys out there as successful startups, each one of you.
Can we have Asif Jafri's email address? Can we bug him in future, whether we win it or not?
Yeah, absolutely. Why would I not share my email address? In fact,
thank you. Soha, if you could please share that. Thank you.
Oh yes, for sure.
Asif, ASIF.
Yes.
At eOcean. eOcean means ocean जो होता है OCEN, उससे पहले बस E लगा दें. eocean.com.pk. So you guys can reach me out, each one of you, and I said that we'll be helping you with $5,000 credit for AWS cloud services. Plus, we'll be giving you 50% discount if you would like to use our WhatsApp services, which we've recently launched as a customer services engagement platform. I mean, that any and everybody is on WhatsApp. If your customer wants to engage with you on WhatsApp, feel free to reach us out. as a startup package, as a this platform, She Loves Tech, we would love to support you guys and help you in any ways that we can do. Great, guys. So inshallah, looking forward to each one of you, and wish you best of luck. Make this moment very happy moments of your life. I'm sure you 5 years down the road, 6 years down the road, if you're not smiling today, you'll say, okay, I missed that moment. All right, guys. Bye-bye. Khuda Hafiz.
Thank you so much, Mr. Asif.
Thank you.
Mr. Farhan, are you here for the performance? If you're here, please unmute yourself and you can start. Okay, I think he's still joining. So we have the startups with us. I see Techno Knowledge with me here. So I'd like to ask about your experience overall with She Loves Tech and your journey, and like I just want to know how you executed the whole thing and how it went for you.
Oh, it was such a great experience. We learned a lot. Both me and Tanveer, we just started it out of passion, and we were not very clear about the business dynamics. But this whole process, the whole training, we have learned a lot, especially about how to make the team, how to take your team along with, how to grow your business, how to market, and things like that. And above all, I basically learned how to pitch, how to present your idea. So we really learned a lot. It's a great experience.
Yes, Romana, if I may continue, we had all these steps in mind, but I think Sheila's Tech gave us a structured approach on how to actually do stuff. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So which is very important. A systematic, structured approach is what I would say. Thank you so much, Sheila's Tech.
Thank you for that. Thank you so much. Okay, so I would like to call Ali Alawi since he's here for the performance because he really wants to perform and we're dying to hear him too. So he's rejoining from another computer. So let's just wait for him to start. Ali, you can unmute yourself once you're ready. Okay, so in the meantime, I see Aga Initiative here too. So Aga Initiative, what would you like to say? How was your experience overall?
I'm ready.
Okay, you can go.
Wait, sorry, my name is not Ali. It's Mohammed Farhan. I think there's been a bit of a mistake, but that's okay.
You can still rename yourself, but that's okay.
Give me a second. Sorry, I couldn't find my pick. It's a little dark here. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can.
All right, so for those of you who don't know the instrument, it's the rabab. It's very common in the northern parts of Pakistan, mainly played by Pashtuns in Gilgit and Afghanistan and other parts of India. It's an honor to play for you guys and all the wonderful ladies who came up with such great ideas. Also, I'm here to support my sister, Hira Irshad from APRIS.
was amazing. That was really nice, Farhan. What else can you play for us on that instrument?
Do you guys want like modern or something Urdu kind of thing?
Sure, sure.
It's Gulabi Aankhe by Atif Hassan. Gulab There's some Coldplay in it. I don't know. Should I?
I think we'll have to pause because the judges need to go. So
All
we can continue that maybe
Sure.
post for those of us who can stay. But thank you so much. That was really beautiful.
Thank you so much for listening.
Yeah, lovely.
Thank you so much, Farhan. That was very, very soulful. I think all the judges are back now. So now it's time to announce the winner. I would like to call upon Miss Jahara to please make the announcement.
Thank you, Zoha. I don't think I'm supposed to make the announcement. I'm going to speak to all the startups who have pitched.
Okay, sure.
A couple of my fellow judges will make the announcement regarding the winner. So all I wanted to say was that yesterday and today, my fellow judges and I listened to some really impressive speeches, presentations. I think all of you did a lot of hard work putting them together. You practiced, you did the research that was required. It's always good to see young women and the men on their teams work so hard and be so passionate about the kind of ideas that they're working on. So in my book, and I think in the book of all the judges, you're all winners. But unfortunately, we have only a few that we can select. But I hope that you will continue with the work that you have done and take it forward, and any help that you may need from any of us. I think there are several of us who are willing to mentor you, to guide you if necessary, to connect you with people that you may need to be connected with. Some of the ideas need to pivot a little bit. That always happens with any startup idea. And it's good to recognize early on what are the changes that are needed. And I think many of you perhaps realized that while you were putting it together, while you were pitching it in the different cities from where you come. And it was great to see some of the pitches coming from the smaller cities and not restricted to just Karachi, Lahore, Islamabad, because we need to know that talent exists all across the country. and it's always possible to create those opportunities for young women and men who are trying to create companies anywhere in the country. So well done, all of you. It's great that we've been able to listen to you. Of course, we're a little tired now, but nonetheless, we are all motivated, and we hope that you will continue to do the work that you're doing. Thanks very much for inspiring us, and good luck with whatever you're doing.
Thank you so much, Ms. Shahara. I would now like to call upon Ms. Andaleeb to please make the winner announcement.
Hi.
I'll also share a few words, please. Yes.
Sure. So my name is Andaleeb Ahmed, and I'm from Silicon Valley. Open Silicon Valley is the organization that I represent. I'm the president right now. And we also have this Invest in Pakistan initiative, in which we invite startups from Pakistan to US, and they can present in front of investors. Very successful last year. This year it was scheduled in March because of pandemic, and we had to cancel everything. But we would love to continue it. All of you did so well. I'm really impressed. I have listened to many startup pitches, but the quality of delivery was really good. So I'm really impressed, and I think all of you are winner. But there has to be one winner. So I would like to announce the winner is Arpis. Am I pronouncing the name correct?
Yes.
Apris Technology, with the most vote. Congratulations to the entire team and for the hard work.
And also there are two runners-up, and who were also very, very impressive. It was very close. And the runners-up are, there's home medics and mobility. So congratulations to everybody who presented here today. It was a very exciting evening for all of us. Both the evenings were amazing, and we hope you will do us proud wherever you go. Thank you so much.
Yeah, and I'm putting my OpenSV's email address in the chat window. If anybody wants to reach out to me, feel free.
Thank you so much, judges, and all the startups that are here with us today. I would really like to thank all our ecosystem outreach and the academic partners who helped us reach to this level of She Loves Tech and everything. So first of all, I'd like to get some pictures taken for some group pictures with the winners and the runner-ups. So if all the startups could turn their cameras on and please pose in the camera.
3, 2, 1. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Mr. Amir Mateen, if you could just stay back with all the startups for some pictures too. Okay, now I'd like to call upon Ms. Sadaf to please say a few words.
So thank you so much, everyone. I can't thank you enough for being here with us. Thank you to the startups. We believe in you. Continue to work, pivot. I think the judges have shared some great insights with all of you. Stay in the game. You're solving important problems. Think of innovation. Think of how you can stretch yourself. And we're all here to support you. Well done, Arpus. Congratulations. We'll be there. We'll be working with you to take you to the China route, and the runner-ups also, congratulations. I think the whole community is really rooting for everyone to succeed, each one of the 15 startups over here. Thank you to our judges for taking time out over 2 days. HBL, UNDP, Unilever, once again, thank you for partnering with us. Have a great weekend, everyone, and really thank you.
Thanks, Sadaf. Thank you to everybody here.
Can I just have 1 minute, please? I wanted Faisal Sherjan, who's been working with us very closely on this competition, to really just say a few closing words. Faisal. You're on mute. You're on mute. Faisal, आप mute पे हैं.
Faisal, you're having technical issues. Put your mic on.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. So thanks to all the judges first. And Fifi, you're looking much more stern than you normally are. I know you're a lot more fun. So, and I think
we had a job to do, Faisal.
Yeah, I know. I think the whole journey has been a very interesting one. I've been involved with She Loves Tech for the last couple of years, first as a judge, then, a little more in terms of discussions with Sadaf of how to take it bigger, make it bigger, take it to further places than the normal KLI that, Ara also mentioned. And this year, right, there is always an opportunity when you have problems. So the problem was that the rounds couldn't be done, in person, so it had to be done virtually, and that allowed She Loves Tech to extend its footprint across the country. And we went to smaller places, we reached out, and it's amazing, how we found that women entrepreneurs actually have a much higher level of commitment than you'd normally find. I think it's because of the challenges they face. So the harder the challenge is, the more the desire to excel and to succeed. And you've seen that in the last 2 days. You've seen that on show. The whole range of products and services. But the good things are there's education, there is health, right? So these two seem to be the primary areas. There is always going to be a couple of startups that will be doing e-commerce or doing something to do with local skills. But I think the best part of this competition this year was the range of startups in health and education. So whether it is skill development, whether it is education, whether it is intervention in schools in terms of a new way of learning, or it was health. And it's good to see Arpus winning. I mean, I met Hira during this period, right? She was one of the startups that I was also involved with mentoring. So I know her, I knew her challenges, very, very challenging area, extremely challenging area. Hardware is always challenging, much more challenging than developing an application or a software platform, right? And taking that to market. So this is a very tough area, but she's a very tough entrepreneur. She's a very committed, tough entrepreneur. All of them are actually, I've come across so many of them, and they're all people. I mean, they're all entrepreneurs who are not going to give it up. They will continue. Some of them, like Asif mentioned, they will take whatever businesses they're doing right now forward. Some of them, Jahara mentioned, they will pivot, right? They may need to pivot. And yes, there are some pivots that one can obviously see. I think we are here, Sadaf and I are committed to, Sadaf has got a fantastic team. She's a fantastic team leader herself, and she's got a fantastic team. The girls working with her, they've done a tremendous job. I've seen them do it last year also. Last year they were traveling by train, right? And there were a lot of interesting stories that we heard from that journey. This year the journey has been slightly different. The sponsors have stepped up more, so that means there is more interest in supporting entrepreneurship amongst women. And we need more women in boardrooms and not as placeholders. We need women in boardrooms who actually drive the businesses, right? That is really what we should be striving for. And I think we've seen 15 companies over the last 2 days that each one of them has the ability to take it forward to build a business. One thing that I would like to say to all the entrepreneurs, think big. Just continue to think big, right? Think that nothing is impossible. No barriers, can stop you. You will find within yourself a lot of hidden energy also, and these competitions, they actually bring that out. The purpose of these competitions is to obviously find people, find entrepreneurs, find women entrepreneurs in the case of She Loves Tech, who are actually going to disrupt various industries or verticals. And by disruption, we don't mean that they're going to just stand it on its head. It could well be what Arpus is doing, which means something that is required, right? And you're producing it with a new design, with a new price tag to it. And that becomes an important point of disruption at times, makes it accessible to different markets. I've had long conversations with Hira on that. And how they can actually scale what next. The company is a technology company. It's in medical engineering. and there are lots of opportunities. Medical engineering has actually come to the fore in Pakistan during this COVID period. We never knew that we could really scale it, right? So we've heard of ventilators being designed and produced. PPEs, we suddenly started to export PPEs from a time that we had none to a glut that we actually started exporting, because we had a strong textile base of non-woven fabrics also. So all these opportunities are there. And it's great to see an organization like Circle, right, going across. I know Sadaf was back in the mountains, right, even after she had done all the work on She Loves Tech, and she was back in Gilgit-Baltistan. She was again meeting the community. She was meeting women entrepreneurs. We've had some discussion on what to do there, how to intervene. So all this journey is definitely going to continue. Alongside She Loves Tech, Circle also does Tech Karo, right? That is a building block, right? So we did have one company talking about coding for young children. I think that's a major area, right? In India, there's a company called White Hat Junior that recently got acquired for $150 million. And all they do is teach 5-year-olds how to code. It starts at the age of 5 and then goes all the way to college and university. By the time you've done your primary education, you should be able to write fairly reasonably good code. Right? So that is, those are important areas. And it was good to see there was a company doing exactly that. I'm going to wish them the best. We're available, right? So anybody wants to reach out for discussing their businesses further, for finding scale, for introductions. Home Medics, I would love to introduce them to a company in the US that does exactly that and is close to $1 billion company, right? It's a Syrian American who's a cardiologist, right? And he does exactly this, post, let's say, hospitalization, care at home, which prevents re-hospitalization. This is a very big area, right? Because if you end up back in hospital, it's going to cost a whole lot more. And once you come back from hospital, especially cardio patients, it is very important that you get that, early home care and continuous home care, so it doesn't take you back to hospital. So all these things are there.
Thank you, sir.
If Saira is in Karachi, I will be a client.
I am in Islamabad. I'll be inshallah coming to Karachi very soon.
Okay, fine. I will sign up as a client.
So we will be reaching out to all of you to make these connections. I think that's what we want. That's why we've invited all of you here, so we can all help the ecosystem thrive and these startups get to the next level.
Absolutely.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Well, thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Have we got, yes, we just need Amir to stay, and everyone else, thank you so much. Really, really appreciate your contribution.
Good evening, and
everyone.
And thank you so much, Sadaf, and the whole
Asif,
team.
thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so
May
much.
I add
Judith.
one line? May I add one line, please?
Thank you, Jahan.
Sure.
Go ahead, Sarah.
Yeah, I was just wanted to say that behind every strong woman, there is another woman. But in my case, it was my daughter who made me do it. She's an undergrad at MIT, first year. And I was actually a health economist, and she made me do this. It's the reverse process. Rather than mother doing things, like the daughter made the mother do things. So I just want to appreciate my daughter here, that the next generation who is coming up is really very tech savvy. And thank you all for encouraging my idea. And I'll definitely convey this to my daughter who's in US right now.
Thank you so much. That was really nice. The rest of the judges can leave, besides the 15 startups and Mr. Amir Mateen. It was great having you all, and thank you so much.
So Zoha, yeah, you can take the pictures now quickly, because Dr. Amir has
If all the startups could please turn their cameras on and pose for a picture.
Startups turn their cameras on. Hira?
Yeah, where's Hira?
Yeah, she's here, but like, pretty sure she's telling her family that she won.
Yeah, she won. So
Yeah, she was here. She was.
Let
Shall
me
I?
just call her. Leanne, let's end the live on Facebook. Let's end the live.
Hira is going to be back in just a minute, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Sure.
So Saira, I think I found that very interesting that your daughter actually encouraged you to apply and do this. So that's really
Yeah.
wonderful story to share. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I belong to a family of doctors, and she's the one who is pursuing engineering. And I was discussing this idea for a year or so after I left my job as a CEO of a public sector company in Punjab.